Go post my boasties now. Now, Floop. I'm 7 characters over my limit on Twitter. There we go. That's better.
I don't think I have you on Twitter. Oh, can't add you.
You are cutting out there. What did you say?
Is there a way to turn down the music?
Yeah, right-click the music bot, and then you'll see a little user volume thing that you can click and drag. Alright. Now that we are live and everything seems to be running on my end. Got my post-its out there, got my Twitch live. Yep, looks good. We can give the introduction. So, it has not been long now since you've signed on to Kairos Braten's caravan. Whether that be as guards or as passengers. The roads are calm. The road you take is not an easy one. It is said that within the Noctis woods, beasts roam, haunting these woods like it were a playground, and you the toys. The thought alone sends shivers down your spine. A snapping branch startles you from your thoughts. You hear the neighing of a horse and the call of Kairos reining in the horses. Are the monsters here? No. It's simply time to stop for the evening and set up camp. You look around. You notice it seems that others are just as spooked as you are. Kairos calls out, "Right then, lads and lassies. We're about to push out into the heart of these woods. And prefer to do that with the suns on our backs rather than setting over the horizon. So unpack the wagons. And if you lot," he says, looking towards the party, "you could head out and gather up some wood for the fire. Perhaps something to eat as well. Supplies are running low." Hear him mutter something about halflings under his breath. "And I think we all would appreciate a nice warm meal before we push into these woods." Now, before we do anything RP or such wise, introduce our characters. So, we will begin up, down, left, right. So, Morgag, we'll begin with you.
My character is Morkag. He is how he seems, covered up in leather. He is a hobgoblin, although it's hard to tell because, all covered up. Things that to note about him is that his eyes are different colors. So his left eye is red with the black iris thing, while his right eye is all white. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. So he was hired as a mercenary. He carries with him a big, heavy crossbow that's in his full art, and on his belt is a whip.
Very good. Most excellent. And from there, we go to Zerai or Zura. How do you pronounce your character's name?
It's Zerai.
Zerai, excellent. It's your turn for introductions.
Zerai is a young age, you think, human. He has a very fair skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. He carries a short sword with him and is fairly light on his feet. You notice that he does seem to look around all the time, even when talking to people.
Very good. Most excellent. And from there, we go to Tarvis.
Tarvis is a measly 8'4" furbolg that wears some tattered ringmail and carries what you might consider less of a hammer and more of a block of stone with a stick on it, along with a tower shield. He's blonde-haired, hazel-eyed, and he's probably about as smart as he looks. He seems to also bear the accoutrements of a cleric of Eotan.
Very good. And from there, we go to Kashmir.
Alright, Casimir is approximately 6'1" tall tiefling of Sun Elf origin. He is a native to Perugia and has spent most of his life here. He bears or wears an outfit not dissimilar to that of a court mage, as he had served one not too recently. However, it does bear the holy symbols of Nepalis, one of the patron deities within Perugia itself, and one that is chief amongst in that fight against the vampires and their undead hordes that still roam the country. He wields a large flanged mace and is proficient in the magic.
Most excellent. From there, we go to Dano O'Shea. Or Dano O'Shea. See.
Dano OC. Dano OC is a Tabaxi fathomless warlock. She is dressed in black and a kind of a mother of pearl style of kind of a whitish mother of pearl. She wields a trident, and yeah, she's from this area, but not exactly from this area. A little bit further up the river.
Very good, very good. And last but not least, we have Kay Naviv.
Hey. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Kane is a Sun Elf binder. Despite his roguish appearance, he's somewhat of an arcane scholar. He carries no arms, and his bag bulges with various tools and other implements.
Very good, very good. A mysterious one you are. Now, you guys find yourselves within the bordering edge of the Noctis Woods. From the southwestern direction, you have just recently left a small hamlet, barely a village, if any, known as the village of Mirani. You guys are further into the woods now, closer to the heart of it, where the real creatures within the Noctis Woods lie. With being at the edge, it's not as dangerous, but it is still something that a commoner would not dare traverse, at least not without some form of fire. But it is per your task as caravan guards, if you do not wish to argue or debate, to go and find some woods and perhaps some fresh food for the caravan itself, as there are many hungry mouths to feed.
We should go in pairs.
As you all exit the vehicles, you would see that they begin to kind of drive the vehicle somewhat northwesterly off to the edge of the woods, further away, but still within eyesight of this road specifically, as there seems to be a side path that extends further ahead into a sizable, though somewhat overgrown road, and opens up into a wider plains area, though still somewhat forested. Looks like that is where they are heading to go set up camp. You are free to ask questions of them before they leave, or get right to your own plans amongst each other. Up to you.
Are we the only guards with the caravan?
You are the forward guards. You would know that the caravan itself, in addition to yourselves, have along with them a teamster, though he is capable in a fight, though not specialized as a fighter or a ranger would be. Sergei Kulisnir. That would be this fellow here. He is specialized in team working with the horses and preparing the wagons if need be, but he is a big muscular man due to the hard labor that he's done for many years at this job. In addition to him, you have Kelfane, a hobgoblin, similar stature to our our companion Morkag amongst the party, though I believe just a touch taller, if I recall correctly. Yeah. Either way, though, she is specialized in ranged combat from the seams of it, as she does seem to have a fairly nice carved wooden bow kind of set to the side upon the driver's seat of her wagon itself. And she has a wicked looking falchion kind of flanking it on the other side of her. Perhaps indicating that she is some form of specialist in martial combat. So you are not the only guards, though they are the guards for the caravan itself while you guys are away doing, hunting or whatnot.
Any requests? Opens up a notepad and starts and waits the answer. Any creatures you wish to feast on above all else?
Well, he says, kind of reining the horses back in to stroll to a trot to be able to converse with you further. To be honest, the forest itself is quite dangerous, so I'd say that the first larger beast that you find would be fine. Though if you happen to get yourself a stag, I'm sure we'd all be mighty appreciative of that.
That's down. A stag then. Morkay will turn to the others. I'm a good shot, but I'm not much when it comes to actively tracking down beasts. Any of you good at that sort of activity?
No.
No, unfortunately.
I might be able to track something.
I have some passing experience with such things.
Perfect.
It's just survival, right?
Yeah, it's survival to track things.
Yeah.
All right. If you guys are wishing to head out into the woods to gather firewood and to look for creatures or other sources of food, I, as you have called it, will need survival checks. Since you guys are wishing to split up into teams potentially, each team will have a lead, and that team lead will roll me a survival check with advantage because of the help that their companion will provide. Or you guys can do it as a group, and I will adjust the DCs accordingly. Up to you.
Well, we should not go alone, certainly.
I would prefer not to split the party on the first session.
I agree.
I mean, what
Yeah.
could go wrong, right?
Here, I believe the best course might be those who are not, how to say, stealthy. They should take the lead in Garrowwood while we keep watch. Any readies is heavy crossbow.
I would agree that splitting up is not the best idea. Considering the dangers in the woods, I suggest we stay as one, and if anything, maybe two groups instead of pairs.
On our way here, Sage, have I seen any thick tracks of any sort of creatures that have crossed the main road or the path we're on?
Give me a perception check. Which, since you are new to 5e, it is your wisdom bonus plus your proficiency bonus, if you are proficient in it.
Mhm.
If you are expertise in it, then you would have double your proficiency bonus.
Ah, there's a button for that.
Indeed.
15.
Alright, with a 15. Traveling along the road itself, the journey from the small hamlet village, there wasn't really a lot of tracks going on there that were not out of the ordinary, nothing particularly bothersome, just standard, oh, here's some deer tracks, or plenty of foot traffic along the road. However, as soon as you reach the edge, the foot traffic from, humankind or humanoids greatly dwindled, and the number of beast tracks increased. You would notice that in addition to the standard animals, deer, elk, rabbits, a few foxes and the like, you notice that there were some prints that resembled that of wolves, though larger. Seems perhaps these woods are haunted by wargs.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps direwolves. Though, considering you're in Bruges, wargs are more likely.
Oh no.
Okay. What do I know of the local area we're actually in? Is there any nearby water sources?
There are nearby water sources, plenty of streams throughout this wood. There is a major river in the direction that you're heading towards currently. It borders Razvan, but there are plenty of streams that cut off from that river itself that flow throughout these woods. So there are sources.
Nothing
As for
specific.
their
There's
look,
too many.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you want to get one that's close by, you could roll me a nature check.
Okay. Yeah, I don't actually have nature.
You do not need to be proficient to roll it. You can roll any skill
Alright.
check.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking because that's where I would normally track a creature to a water source, maybe. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'll roll it. Sure, if you call
Alright.
for it. Let's see, ability check, intelligence. Haha, that is a 10.
All right.
I have
What?
a -1.
It's true. What lores do you have?
I have Baruja because I'm from here.
Mhm.
I have or Baruvia, undead. I have expertise in lore Yotan, and then great warriors and legendary weapons.
Very good, very good. Baruja would apply for this, so that is good. Probably. I do ask for lores a lot. But with your lore in Baruja and a 10 on your intelligence, or more accurately, your nature check, you are able to determine that there is a nearby river, not too far to the south of you. Deeper into the woods, though, it is still not within the true heart of it. It's not to the point where the trees themselves cause the light of the day to dim. So it's relatively safe. Relatively. It is, from your general knowledge of the area itself, a likely watering hole for much of the less bestial wildlife, those that dwell on the outskirts. So, of course, there will be predators who come here as well, but you're not likely to find any of the creatures that, I should say, any of the shadow beasts that dwell deep within the forest. The shadow beasts being the monstrosities that were birthed from the vampires who once ruled the realm of Baruja's mad creations. It is their gift to the world, essentially.
Nice.
And there's multiple names for it, but shadow beast is the one that, most people tend to go for.
Okay, well, with knowing all of those things, Tarvis will say, well, I believe there's water in that direction. It might be a good space to start looking. Did we want to split up or go together?
Let's go together.
Lead the way then.
All right, I'll start heading towards the water source that you just mentioned, the larger, yeah.
All
And looking
right.
for tracks for things to hunt.
Yeah. Roll me a survival check. And you would have advantage as the party makes their way south towards the river.
Am I able to also make a survival check for tracking things?
You are, yes.
Okay.
While we're While we're walking, Morkag will say, keep an eye out for the above and the below. Never know what's hiding out here. Beast aside, even petty crooks sometimes hide.
As they mentioned this, Taurus,
Oh no.
you would, when you were, trying to spot what type of tracks you noticed upon the road, when you guys did get closer to the forest itself, and I was mentioning that the humanoid tracks were diminishing, there were still tracks moving into the forest. Perhaps they're pilgrims, perhaps they are people like yourselves, people who are capable, or perhaps they are, in fact, as Morkak suggests, bandits or would-be unscrupulous folk. So, that is another thing to be wary of. However, with a 17...
Buttons aren't working for me.
Oh, let me, Are you selecting your token when you click your macros?
It says I do not have permission.
Oh, I got you.
I like this music.
Yeah. Alright, try now. There we go. It was a permission on your token. Needed to be checked the box. But it's now checked, so we're good. Alright. With Tarvis is easily able to... I mean, you literally just walked a few steps and look at all this firewood available to you. It's an easy job. And, since you're going to be heading your way back here anyways, with potentially fresh food, you can just stop by here and pick it up on the way back. It's not going to go anywhere. Unless... No, it's totally not going to go anywhere. Kashmir and Zurai, as you begin to lead the party along the path that Tarvis mentioned towards the river down south of you, it's not too far away, actually. You guys are decently close to an offshoot of it, and as you draw closer, you would see up ahead, Kashmir, you would notice that there is, from the looks of it, a pair of foxes currently drinking from the river itself. While you're noticing that, Zarai, you would notice that there is, in fact, a mighty stag, somewhat off on a hill, a bit further away, but within view of the party's current position. You guys could go for the foxes, the stag, or both. Neither of the creatures have noticed the party at this point in time. However, if you do wish to hunt them, I will need stealth checks.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Let's
put
go.
I'll put my fist up and try to signal everybody to stop and hold still and point towards the stag.
Morkag will gesture in Thieves' Cant. Does your character know Thieves' Cant?
No.
Alright, then he's just gesturing.
Hand gestures wildly.
Tarvis with the giant finger goes, shh.
And so I guess we need a stealth check.
Yep. Giving them stealths.
Alright, let's go. I'm stealthing. I'm good at this. I'm a rogue.
Stealth. Please.
I don't plan to actually do the hunting. I got us this far. I'm going to stand still, Sage, and let them do the rest. I know I'm not stealthy at all.
Very good.
So,
All right. All right. As for the rest of you, since this is the first session, the way I do stealth checks when it involves the group is I take everyone's results, combine them together, and draw forth the average to determine the party's stealth. If the creatures you're stealthing from's past perception beats the party's average stealth, then the party is noticed and actions will then ensue as appropriate. If you guys are unnoticed, then stealth is maintained and you guys' actions will continue as planned. But let's go and gather up that information. I also have a fancy group stealth macro, but I wanted you guys to roll to get, a sense of things.
Ye-
Doop, 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 and doop, divided by 5, and doop. Alright, your average stealth is 15. As the group of you, with Kane taking the lead, seemingly, as they are swiftly moving from shadow tree to shadowed tree, nary stepping on a twig or a branch or anything of that nature that would cause noise, as you're using the moss itself to dampen the sounds that your footsteps would make, allowing you greater access to the stag itself. It is swift and easy to reach a position where you'd have a decent shot. Along with you, Morcag, though somewhat behind, as they are not quite as able to find these positions that you were able to step on the moss or anything of that nature, being a bit more delicate to avoid the branches lest they alert the deer itself. Meanwhile, were you guys all heading for the stag, or were people going for the foxes?
I think we were all headed for the stag.
All right. Meanwhile, with Danu, Zarai, and Kashmir, the three of you take a wider array, a wider path itself around and to the flank of the stag, so you can prepare yourselves should the first strike fail. You're all now flanking the stag, still unaware of your presence. Who would like to roll me an attack roll to target the stag?
I wish to do that. Do we get a advantage?
You have
Because-
advantage. You are stealthed.
Click, click.
All right.
21.
With a well-aimed shot and a steady breath, you pull back the trigger of your heavy crossbow, and with a massive twing, the quarrel itself slams into the side of the deer, penetrating its heart, so lets loose a pained cry before staggering and hitting to a knee. 14 damage. You see it begins to slightly limp forward, and then gives its last breath. Dinner is most certainly been caught.
Nice shot.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Let's see here. 15 was your stealth. Fox's perception. At this point, hearing the twang, the two foxes would look up alert.
We got what we came for.
And then they'll skedaddle.
Fox meat is lean, I presume.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it was more if you guys want pelts.
I'm good.
All right. But with a successful hunt, the party gather up the stag, plenty of food to fill the caravan's tummies for the night and for the following day. Begin to trek back, hauling up the stag itself and making your way to the road where you last saw the caravan itself and the branches and twigs for firewood. Gathering up the wood, you guys make your way to the caravan itself. We go to the caravan at rest map. I'm gonna push you guys on over here and put you guys' tokens down. Now, for this scene itself, this allows you guys some time to interact with the NPCs, discuss with each other about what you might want to do. Essentially, it is a time for RPing and like world building and character building, things of that nature. If you guys do not have anything further you'd like to do, it is simple enough. There's not encounter this night. It is easy to just rest the evening with a nice full tummy from venison. But it's up to you guys if you wish to do anything in particular, or if you'd like to perhaps discuss plans or characters.
Orcag would like to skin the stag. I have leather workers, so I'd like to get in there.
I can cook.
All right. Well, you can give me a wisdom-based cook's utensils check for your cooking of the stag, and Mordecag, you can give me a dexterity-based leatherworking tools for the skinning of the stag.
Nice. All right, so I'll just give a stealth since it's the same.
All right. With a smooth, fluid motion, your blade runs through the stag itself and provides a cleanly cut pelt. With an 18. The venison itself is fairly hardy, but fortunately, there's enough supplies here and various spices amongst especially the halflings stores, that it is a mighty fine meal. You can already smell the most thought-invoking smells from the stew itself. The smells themselves kind of give you butterflies in your stomach, for anticipation of the meal to come, as it is already smelling delicious. Which, anyone who's gone camping knows that camping food is much better than normal food.
Yes.
It's all right.
Ah, yes, I see. But as you move on in, the folk around the camp itself, they greet you warmly, welcoming you to the fire itself, and especially greet the most wondrous sight of the stag and the subsequent skinning and prepping of the meal itself. Speaking on up, as you all take your seat here upon the fire, Kairos will say, I didn't think you were going to be able to find one, but well done indeed. Knew I hired you for a reason. Now, that we're all getting that meal squared away, I believe we have another 3 days, if my calculations are correct, before we reach Razvan. We are about to hit the greater stretch of the Force itself, but we can leave that for the morning's discussion. For now, we should all feast and enjoy, what was it, I don't remember, yes, that it is. Ilana, you mind providing us some tunes to perhaps ease away the time and enjoy a meal with? Off to the side, you'll see the figure very much in the shadows, avoiding the flames' heat, kind of just sitting there cross-legged at the edge of their tent, kind of gently tuning a strange string instrument. They would look up, eyes pure whitish gray, no pupils, no irises, nothing there. Long black hair, pale gray skin. Very well.
Does she seem undead to me?
You can give me a intelligence check, and I will look at your character sheet to see if I need to provide you additional bonuses.
I have lore undead. Does she look undead to me?
You can give me an intelligence check, and I will provide additional bonuses as necessary.
Intelligence check. That's a 15.
I'll do a flat one. Might as well.
I'm still
there it
waiting for
is.
that 0.
Man, my rolls are on fire.
Alright, copy your time. There we go. And alright, all 4 of you, sorry, 3 of you, I saw Darius roll twice. The 3 of you, looking over at this figure of Alana, just judging from their appearance alone, you immediately jump to undead, and as their movements upon the instrument itself begins to focus in on the song, begin to pluck away at the strings, you do notice that their movements are somewhat rigid, as if moving alone is like trying to rip something from a dead man's hand. They are most certainly undead in nature. For those who, all of you hit the DC, you would know that they are not fully undead, though. They are revenant. a being who has not fully been able to pass on into the afterlife, who is still held on to their semblance of immortality. Something keeps them here, still sane, still capable in a way, but they are partially through the veil. It is one of the available racial templates under undead, if you're curious. And I'll switch on the music.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Mokexai will squint, and he'll take his food and go over to the corner so he can eat in peace.
Very good, very good. Moving on over to the horse's paddock, you'd see that there's 5 or 6 horses there, just trotting along, enjoying their own grass-fed meal or the water within the trough. It's soothing. It's not too loud or boisterous. As back over towards the campfire, the halflings, the dwarfs, the various people upon the benches, they are all heartily enjoying the meal. Lively conversation, asking about what they plan to do once they reach Razvan. Some people are saying they're looking for work up in the lumber mills. They have some family out that way who lined up a gig for them. The dwarf is specifically looking to perhaps open up a shop there, as he heard that they're a little light when it comes to fine dwarvish wares. Your patron himself, Mr. Kairos Bratan, he is heading that way to similarly open up his shop and sell some wares out that way. But also he was paid by these fine folks to, transport them there. And he paid you, fine folks, to get him there safely. But you know that Kairos himself, he plans to stay for a good while, at least a couple months, really exhaust his wares. Razvan, while it is a smaller village, it is still one that houses decent traffic from mercenaries, adventurers, the sorts that would buy his wares, as he is a merchant in both magical and mundane and magical. Along with that, you would see that there appears to be a few other folks around camp, though most of them are a bit less conversational. Some are enjoying their own time within their tents. Some are reading books, like Varhun over here, who's currently leaned back on a small bedroll that's been rolled up as they are looking through a book in the firelight. Up here you can see the somewhat lithe form, mousy-faced woman by the name of Andrea Shabanu. They are currently tending to their father, who, from your knowledge, is sick, and they are heading to Razvan to seek out the local alchemist for a cure, in hopes that perhaps they can cure whatever ails him, as none of the priests back in Karstein were able to really figure out what was going on. And this is all just things that you guys might hear from the campfire stories themselves, or from your previous days traveling along the caravan. Other than that, though, anything else you guys would like to do? Conversations you'd like to take up, or anything of that nature?
I mostly just want to eavesdrop. Did anybody seem like they were interested in Presser's gems or jewelry?
That would definitely be Kaz Kranor. He is the dwarf fellow over here, as he seems to be some form of metalsmith. And let me just grab his actual notes real quick, just so I can get his full profession. Let's see, Razvan. Here we go. Kaz Kranor. A metalsmith and a jeweler. So he does work with gems. He does work with fine metals for jewelry make, or perhaps even gems embedded into armor or weapons. It seems to be his specialization. Yeah, breaking fine dwarven crafts. All right.
Well, if we're traveling with someone who has an ailment, Parvis would nightly offer his services to at least alleviate said ailment until they get to the people who really know what's going on.
Mhm.
So if I can offer a spell or two or whatever.
Yeah. What spells do you have prepared?
Cure wounds and bless.
All right. You know from the past days that cure wounds, well, it certainly helped their aching joints. It didn't really do anything for the disease that afflicts them, unfortunately.
I also know resistance is a cantrip.
All right. Providing them resistance does seem to ease their time of it somewhat. In addition, providing some basic doctoral care is beneficial for them as well. So if you'd like, you can give me a medicine check.
Okay.
All right.
And my dice have failed me.
So it seems this night the fits themselves are much worse, as you can see them twisting and contorting into strange positions. Their limbs themselves looking haggard and strained beyond belief. This seems to be one of the less pleasant nights for them. Even your resistance, while helpful, it only eases the pain that they are suffering from. It's not something that one can easily cure or ease the suffering. At least nothing that seems to come to mind to you at this point in time. But you tried your best, and that is what matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good guy for a book.
Indeed. But
Oh.
you would get your thanks from Andrea, as is customary for your providing your aid. And you were going to say something back?
I was gonna. This is the hobgoblin, right? The other one in the camp.
Yes.
I would like to strike a convo with her and Goblin, and essentially ask, "Is this? Do you do this travel often to this town of Razvan?"
Aye, every couple months now.
Is that right? Morkag will like finish eating. Like he's not looking at her when he does that. He finishes eating, adjusts his mask so he can cover up his face again, and he'll rummage through his back as he approaches her. Have you seen this hobgoblin? And he shows her like a wanted poster of a female hobgoblin. Her crimes just include like pickpocketing and thievery.
Let's see here. For my DM knowledge, who is this individual?
This is the person. This is the cousin, Morkek's cousin.
Gotcha.
That he's looking for.
All right. In that case, I will give her a check. Sorry, don't look familiar to me.
It is a pretty bad drawing, and he folds it up and puts it in his pack again. But have you had many hobgoblins go through?
Well, we have greater numbers up towards Varani. It's a lot of more immigrants up that way. Perhaps you could try looking up in that city. We don't really get a lot down in Razvan, I'm afraid. Mostly halflings and dwarfs. So,
What opportunities are there for more unscrupulous kind? In Razvan.
I mean, it's kind of a lonely village itself. I mean, there is a local lord there, castle and all. Though, I would recommend against such actions. Purely hypothetical, of course.
Hypothetically speaking, why shouldn't I talk to this lord?
Oh, you want to talk to them? That's good. Clearly thought different of what I thought you were going to do. I mean, you're free to talk with them. They don't have any issues with meeting with supplicants. Though I would avoid tarnishing their station. They are an earned lord. They wanted in battle earn the title of Sir, as they are a full-fledged knight. Given the land, of course, as honor for their service. Many of the old blood view that as not really noble. So avoid such things in your conversations with them, and you should be just fine.
See, thin-skinned. No worries, I've dealt with that kind before. Thank you, you've been most helpful.
Of course, of course.
How about a competition? Holds up his heavy crossbow as he points to his to her bow.
What do you have in mind?
Find a target. Whoever hits the center, I guess, is the superior one. And he puffs up his chest a bit.
Fair enough. How far are we talking? 400 feet?
That's what you're comfortable with, of course.
Very well. She will look out. That tree there. It's a bit far off. Bit of a difficult shot with the trees in the way, giving it some coverage. First to hit it, 3 points. First to hit it in the knot, 10 points. First to 15 points wins.
Second one, who hits the other bolt or arrow in your case, takes all the points.
It's agreeable.
Ladies first.
All right. She will take a step up to the line that she will draw with her foot here. As conversation's going on and the firelight to the side, she will then steady up, take a deep breath, and she will take her shot. Specifically, I've got that, I think. 4 plus proficiency. Yeah, okay. No. Not forgetting about archery style. Okay, there we go. Alright. Air itself seems to slam clean into the tree's knot as she looks towards you. Well, appears to be a bullseye for myself. One way to recover at that point would be to strike air with your quarrel.
Okay, we'll sigh a bit.
I rolled really hot.
Yeah, dude. And a +8, Jesus. Alright. I can still win. I can still impress her.
20, you won't.
Yeah. Okay. Give me one moment. And what follows is gonna be like the weirdest tangent anyone has ever heard. He's gonna start reciting like an amalgam of poems at the same time. That doesn't really make any sense. If she doesn't have Thieves' Cant, she won't understand it, but anyone who does will know that he's basically just hyping himself up in the most absurd way possible. he'll prep the heavy crossbow, put it up, and then and then he'll start aiming. We'll see what happens.
Oh, damn. As you start to hype yourself up, you focus in, you enter into the zone. You are fully ready for this.
Oh, also, I know it's not worth it, but I'm gonna trigger my origin ability. The white orb of an eye that is usually not looking at whatever he's looking at suddenly just focuses on her arrow seconds before he unleashes the bolt.
And with a low whistle, the bolt slams into her arrows directly dead center as the arrow itself shatters, splintering off to all sides, cleanly shunked into the knot of the tree. And she'll turn to you. Seems to have been blessed by the gods in that regard.
Okay, we'll be stunned because you never expected it to hit. Yes, quite. He puts down his heavy crossbow. His hand shakes a bit. I believe that was my best shot yet.
It certainly seemed to be it. It is not a easy shot to make, especially since you had a dead center mine. She'll give an approving nod, sizing you up, and truly, you feel you've earned her respect.
That's all I wanted.
All right. While that is going on, anything other people are doing for this evening?
The only thing Casmer will be doing is doing his evening prayer in regards to Paulus before eating food and, I guess, heading off somewhere to either sit down and rest a while or sleep.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, I eat and then I meditate.
Most excellent.
Kane keeps himself for the time being. He opens up one of his many notebooks and appears to be reading from it.
Excellent, excellent. Anything for Danu or Tarvis?
No, other than making sure that there's a watch schedule. Is there a watch schedule?
There is, yeah.
Okay. He checks his position on the watch schedule and calls it a night.
Very good, very good.
Danu's mostly just eavesdropping, and she might give Kane a few annoyed glances here and there, but other than that, that's what she's doing.
Excellent. Well, in that case, as the night's festivities seem to draw to a close, the majority of it being drunken songs, simple tunes from off to the side, though seemingly empowered in a way, as the music is heard throughout the camp itself, but not in a overwhelming sense. Eventually, night reaches you all, and did I have a dream for this night? I did. Okay. After you all retire for the evening, one by one, you find your rest disrupted by fitful dreams that are poor at best. Your dreams, or more accurately, nightmares, are racked with visions of monstrosities, of beasts of the woods, of these foul terrors that seem to have been discussed further along than previous night, as ghost stories were shared. They themselves seemingly speaking to you, calling to you within your dream, though the words make no sense. They are not of any language you understand. Eventually, though, the nightmares do subside, and rest truly takes you. As the evening goes by and sun begins to rise, the camp itself steadily packing up as you find they were just dreams. Just dreams and nothing more. But that is not what drives you. At this point in time, you can hear the wagons themselves beginning to pick up, as you can see the various crates, tents, and all that are being hauled into the back of them. Some of you are being asked to help out, fill up the wagons, help pack up the camp, and basically snuff out the fire and set out further northeast towards Razvan. Unless there's anything else you guys would like to do before we continue to the next scene.
I'm gonna look around the perimeter of the camp for any signs of big animals.
Roll me a perception check. All right.
Nope.
Doing a good circle of the camp itself. You don't notice any tracks or anything of that nature, anything that would indicate the cabin itself was watched throughout the night. You do find some leftover wrappings from food that might have got displaced during a previous wagon's trek through these woods. But it was just the cloth wrapping around it, nothing more.
Okay. Just being paranoid.
Indeed. All right. But with that, the party continues on their way as we return to the caravan roadmap. I just realized the caravans here are not visible to players. I'm going to go fix that. You guys are free to position yourselves on these carriages as you see fit. You guys are heading east from here. And you can be on them or walking up to you. I will go and grab some music.
I'm walking up close to the head.
We're on the caravan map.
Yep, caravan road.
76 out of 77 loaded. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Yeah. Actually, here.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. Cool. That is all 6 of you positioned throughout the caravan. All right. Now, at this point, everyone can give me a perception check as you begin to move through the lonely road heading northeast, though in this case, mostly east, towards Razvan.
Hey, look,
Gotta
a tree.
reimpersonate.
It's a pretty tree, indeed. Yeah.
Won't let me impersonate myself.
Let me go check. Okay, that's really weird. It keeps changing your guys' ownership.
Oh no.
Alright, right now?
Thank you.
Like, whenever we switch maps, it's like, nah, ownership's different now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. else is AFK. I'll give him a roll real quick. Perception. Sometimes my DM dice are nice. Not right there.
Oh my lord.
Oh no.
AFK.
All right. Big eyes to push further in, trotting along to about here. When you begin to hear a creaking sound, Zerai, and then Kane begins to hear it as well. And Danu's statement of trees is accurate, as you hear as the tree before you and the tree in front of you is cut. As you guys notice, jumping up from their hidden positions, human figures lurching out from the rocky outcroppings and the brush around them. I'm going to make sure you guys are on initiative, because you guys are about to get ambushed by some bandits. So, there we go. Roll me initiative.
Are we supposed to be seeing like logs or something?
Yeah,
blocking
I'm
your
making it
path?
invisible. Right.
Okay.
Now, there we go.
Okay. Wow, amazing roll.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, there are more bandits than currently visible, which I will make visible in just a few moments. However, they are dealing with the NPC guards. Now, this combat itself does have a few special rules. If any of the bandits attack the caravan itself, so rather than targeting one of the players, but targets the caravan itself, should it hit an AC of 15, the caravan will suffer 1 damage. For every point of damage it suffers, there's a chance that an NPC in the caravan itself will take a wound or perhaps die. Specifically, you need to have 3 wounds to have a guaranteed death. 2 wounds and someone's will probably be dying, but with healers, they probably won't die. 3 wounds, someone will probably be dead. Anything beyond that, and we'll keep going until we get to it. But I don't think they're gonna really kill too many people. But just so you know, are aware, there is somewhat of a time limit for this fight.
Real quick, are we, or me specifically, surprised?
Everyone is surprised as no one hit the DC, unfortunately.
See you guys next round.
I'm going to make them all visible.
Well, fuck.
DM initiative. There we go. All right. Check to see how many people have rolled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. There we go. Sorting initiative. Morkag, you are surprised.
Yep.
All right. I'm just going to adjust something real quick. I just realized I did not have my bestiary open. There we go. Okay. Let's go to page for humans so I can go bring up my bandit information. I have it on their tokens, but it's much easier for me to read on the bestiary. Here we go. All right. We're going to skip you. Danu, you're also surprised. All right. The bandit scout. That is the one on the leftern boulders. I will adjust their elevation so you guys are aware of where they are currently located. All right. The bandit scout will spend the majority of their movement basically getting to this position here. They do have one action, however, and that will be to take a shot. And their tactics tell me I am to shoot at that person. Okay. Morkag, you're 55. You're 75. You're Morkag. You're closest to me. You are the target of my arrow. As the bandit scout will take a step forward, putting themselves visible to you lot now upon the rocky outcropping, and with a short bow drawn, will pull back an arrow and loose. Swing! With a 15 towards you.
Yep, that matches.
All
Give me
right,
one sec.
arrow will
That makes-
penetrate your armor, damaging you for just barely penetrating through armor, causing some superficial damage, but it is enough to cause a gasp of pain. That is the scout's prize. We go to scout number 1, who is 15 feet in elevation. Going to give him that elevation boost. And his closest target is tie between Kashmir and Zurai. Kashmir or Zurai. Kashmir, you are the 1. Zurai, you are the chosen one for this arrow. Pew! A 22 to hit for 8 piercing as the arrow slams into your stomach, penetrating deep. Yeah, 8 piercing damage. Unless you have anything you can do to prevent that, which I don't believe monks have until, I think, like 4th level.
No.
5th level. Yeah. So 8 piercing damage. Alright. We then go to bandit number 3. He will spend his action to under there. Try, you are surprised, unfortunately. The bandit brute. These guys are a little bit more complicated, so I need to go bring up his character sheet real quick. Here we are. Alright, he is then going to move, jumping up top this log and then jumping to the side here. Yeah, right there. And he will just use the dash action essentially to get there. Tarvis, you are also surprised. Bandit, no number. Will round the corner here, using their action to dash to get to there. Casimir, you are surprised.
And stunned, smile.
And stunned, unfortunate. Alright, Kane, you are also surprised. Bandit number 1. This one here will move forward, getting to there with his movement. As you see these bandits begin to surround you, you notice that the just basic bandits seem to be wearing simple gambeson armor, padded armor, wielding longswords, two-handed, and there appears to be a short bow strapped to their back. They do have daggers upon their hips. For the scouts, they have daggers and short bows, and are likewise wearing gambesons. The brutes, however, wear no armor. They have basic pantaloons. They seem to have a coin pouch and some bandoliers around them to help hold some things. On their bandoliers, they do have 2 hatchets. Looks to be designed for throwing. And in hand, they have 2 scimitars drawn and ready. And that is the equipment that you guys can see of these 3 creature types. Number 2, for bandits. Will move his happy face around the bend to get to there. Top of the round. Actual initiative begins with Morkak. You are no longer surprised, and it's your turn.
Yeah. All right. The guy who shot me, can I see him? Do I have a shot?
You can see him. He does have partial cover due to the angle.
Yeah, might as well. Since I don't want to get shot again. So I'm gonna attack him.
Very good, very good.
Is
All
it 18
right.
enough?
An 18 will slam, piercing into his upper chest. That is a hit. For 5 piercing, as he is blown back as his body is somewhat just destroyed by the coral slamming into his side. He is heavily wounded, nearly dropped to a knee, but still alive.
Morkay will then yell out, "Get the cover!" And he's gonna jump down, and hopefully this will give him cover.
Very good, very good.
And that's my turn.
All right, and there we go to Danu.
So Danu, would like to take a closer look, especially at the guys that are closest. And can I roll tactician?
Yes, you can. All right. What are you wanting to learn about them?
Just if they're like have something that they might do that I might not anticipate other than attack.
So, is this on the bandits or the bandit brute? So these guys down here or guy up here? Or is it on the scouts?
The bandits. The bandits.
Okay, just in general then, towards their faction. Let's see here. What can I get you with that? Looking over these figures, the bandits themselves seem to be, at least for the scouts and the normal bandits, they seem to be a little skittish, unwary of their own skills in this fight, hoping that their ambush will give them the victory that they are looking for. Looks like they're easy to spook. Specifically, their morale is low, meaning it is easier to get them to flee combat. In addition, you would notice that while they are smart enough to cause an ambush, they're not particularly adept at really following through. They're not going to maneuver to get into a flanking position unless commanded otherwise, essentially. So they will probably just move as close as they can to go slappy slappy, and the archers will remain up there shooty shooty. Though, judging from how skittish the archers are, it does look like they might ignore the range attack advantage they have if someone gets too close.
Okay. Sorry, I'm measuring things.
All good.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to move over here. If that gets me in range, I am going to hex this guy up here on this rock.
All right. And what stats are you hexing?
I'm sorry?
What ability score are you hexing?
Dex.
Hex Dex. All right. Very good, very good. He has been hexed.
And then I'm going to summon a tentacle of the deep in front of this guy's face.
Same guy?
Tentacles.
And then I'm going to say something in feline, and I'm going to make it sound very, very threatening. Like, your mama smells or something, but make it sound really, really scary. Like I'm going to like fuck him up. And I'm going to attempt to intimidate him.
All right. Very good, very good.
Of course, I'm making a big show of this so everybody can see it and like making look like I'm coming for you next.
Mm-hmm.
She's really saying, "Can I has cheeseburger?"
Meow 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 meow.
All right. As you conjure forth the tentacle from seemingly the rock, though water seems to form up around it, you begin to let loose a torrent of hisses and yowls towards this figure who looks what's his bonus to this? Plus, okay. He looks pretty spooked. He was not expecting you to start hissing and yowling at him, and then there's a tentacle next to him, and that's not part of his plan. This is all going downhill. He is frightened of you. The others, looking around towards you, the bandits down here seem a little taken aback by that. These ones over here are a little too focused on the front line, and the brute seems unfazed as he's currently chewing on a dagger.
All right. Well, that's my turn. I can't do anything else.
All right. Bandit Scout, no number. That's the one that just got tentacles slapped. Let's see here. Does your tentacle attack the round it's summoned?
It can, but I can't.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want me to plop down a tentacle image for you for it?
Please, if you have one.
All right. Well, I decided what I want to do with my archer. I can go give you a tentacle. Do you care about color for tentacle?
If you have a iridescent looking one, that would be awesome. But like purple or pink or something like that.
All right. I don't know if I have iridescent. I definitely have purple. I might have pink. Let's grab. Sorry, just scroll past you. Let's grab you, I feel. There you are. Yeah. App. There we are. And where would you like your tentacle? I have now given you ownership of the tentacle. But while you move your tentacle where it would be located, my archery friend up here, need to go look at his morale to see if he needs to flee. He is not quite low enough on HP to flee, though he is now frightened, so he is suffering disadvantage while you're in the area. Boss? I don't know if we're... Shut up and kill them already. The boss, Bandit Brute, will give an intimidation check to force him to stay in the fight. Right. I can do this. You got this, Tom. You got this. Alright, he is going to pull back an arrow and he's going to loose it towards the yowling cat. Yeah, that's what his tactics tells me to do. Alright. Disadvantage. 20 to hit you, Danu.
Yeah, that hits.
Arrow will slam into your left shoulder, piercing into you for 8 piercing damage. Is your tentacle summon a concentration effect?
I don't believe the tentacle is concentration, but the hex is.
Yep. Alright, very good. DC 10.
Con.
Yep. Alright, unfortunately, the hex drops. There's no saving that.
Damn.
It's no longer hex dex.
Oh, I forgot to use the hex. Let me click
Oh,
that
yeah.
real
You
quick.
can give me extra. Blah, blah. There we
That
are.
way my spells are right.
Alright, and from there, we go to the other bandit scout from the eastern flank. He still has not been targeted by an attack, so we can target either of you. He's going to roll a d2 to see who looses his arrow off this time. He really likes Zerai. He'll loose an arrow towards you. Pew! That is a 16 to hit you.
Yeah, I have the 16 AC.
Alright, then the arrow will slam into your lower thigh, doing 4 piercing damage, causing a surge of pain. But pain, not death, which is important. The bandit scout will take a little step closer so we can get a better angle on people. But that is his turn. Bandit number 3. That is this one here. Now he's going to move forward. He is then going to dash. You guys are both equally close to him, so he's going to roll a d2 to see who he's running towards. They really like you. Yeah, you're just their friendly neighborhood monk friends, right? He runs up to there. And it's your turn. Look, Happy Meal, ready to be punched.
Yeah. I use I think it's bonus action to turn on jabbing style.
Excellent.
And I attempt to make him have a bad day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, kid. It's fine. You're fine. Ooh, hot damn. Crit. All right. The first punch will not hit him, as he is able to duck low. However, as he ducks low, he ducks right into your knee as you slam into his nose. A 5, sadly, is not a crit confirm. Or that's a natural 5, so which means you would have a 10 total. A 10 total, sadly, not a crit confirm.
Dang. Oh, but still.
Yeah, it is still a no slap to this guy's face, which is not happy about it. Campaign, damage. Let's see here, that is 4, 5... Oh, damn, 10 damage right to his nose. You hear a sickening crack before he barrels over, bleeding profusely from his nose, and just splatters there, wriggling for a wee moment before, with a simple punch to the face, once more he plummets entirely. Just no longer in this fight. All right. That was your action and bonus action. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Very good, very good. From there, we go to the Bandit Brute. All right, the Bandit Brute is sad. He'll take his turn, though. He's going to move... He's going to move to meet you, Kashmir. You're mostly in this square, so I'm going to snap you to grid for this.
Oh,
There you are.
Snap. Oops, sorry.
Yep, it's all good. I had you guys not snap when you guys were doing the hunt. So he is, from this point, will swing at you with his scimitars. Attack number 1, because main hand scimitar. And as a 8, which will most certainly miss you as you easily dodge the blow. He will then swing at you again with his offhand. With a 13.
Also misses.
All right, and with that one, you parry it, slapping it to the side as he looks towards you, both blades at his side, clean from any bloodshed. Very well, let us dance. Arvis.
Well, it looks like I've got 2 just for me. Tarvis is going to use a bonus action to hidden step and turn invisible.
Very good, very good.
And then I want to go this way and show up behind this guy. I got 40 foot of movement.
Very good.
And then I'm going to take a swing at Bandit 1 from behind.
Excellent. You have advantage because he is not able to see you.
All right.
I'd have you roll stealth, but you're about to break it, so there's no need to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have a terrible stealth too, so
Yeah.
It's a D20 plus whatever invisibility gives me. I just
Gives you advantage.
Okay. I'm not sure this button's. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if my attack button's correct.
It's giving you an error.
There's a pop-up.
Yeah.
Don't know that. Loop.
All right. With advantage from your hidden step, you appear with a cloud of leaves behind the bandit and slam your weapon into him. That is 9 damage as he is nearly brought down, dropped to a knee, a deep gash in his side as he is heavily injured. But still standing. He looks panicked. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Bandit number no number. That's the guy right here. You just hit his friend. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. Thank you, sir. Gonna go look at his information. You would not trigger his special, so he's just going to take a step forward towards you and swing his mighty sword. As two-handing his longsword, he will swing it towards you, bring it in a downward arc, crashing down upon you. Possibly, I don't actually know if that hits, if you have any abilities that can prevent that.
No, I don't think so.
Alright. And the longsword will carve deep into your shoulder, cutting through parts of your armor and digging into your flesh, dealing 14 slashing damage, as that was a pretty hefty hit. However, that's his turn. Hey, get off, Terrence! It's okay, Terrence, I got you. Ah, shit, man! I'm bleeding heavy. I think I'm not gonna make it. Alright, Kashmir.
All right. Well, seeing as there's a man in front of me, Casimir shall take out his blind mace from his belt as he's finally able to,
Mm-hmm.
and he will attempt to bludgeon this man in the face.
Excellent. That is certainly a face bludgeon as mace meets face. Your flanged mace crashes into his upper right cheek in between the eye and the ear as the bones begin to crunch and you hear a sickening squelch sound as blood begins to pour from the wound. Alright, you got some bite there, T. I'll give you that. He spits out a gout of blood on the floor.
And then, as bonus action, I shall cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Excellent. There is macros for such things to apply the bonus to AC.
Was that the... Oh,
Yeah, you can just do a SOF, or Shield of Faith on, off. Yep, there you go. Alright, anything else?
no, that is...
Alright, from there we go to Kane.
All right. Question 1.
Yes.
The carriage I'm in, is it enclosed?
Yes, so you can go through the back, or you can open the side doors.
Okay. Which way would I like to go? Gonna poke my head out here. That is... Snap to grid real quick. Yeah, no. 15 feet of movement out here, a little bit of threat assessment. I'm going to finish this guy off, hopefully. Does an 18 hit Bandit 1?
An 18 will most certainly slam in the back as your Eldritch Blast, a beam of crackling energy, courses through his body as he seizes up and then slumps to the ground defeated.
Mm-hmm. Kane will then take a couple steps over here, and I would like to check this guy of tactics, the brute.
Very good. Very good. Roll me your tactics check. 20.
8.
That's a good roll right there. All right, what would you like to learn about the brute? You rolled high enough to learn 2 things about him.
I'd like to learn about his main attack.
Is what?
His main attack.
Okay, that's not what I heard. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That is not what I heard either.
Oh no. Am I
I
so
was like,
crazy, or?
wait, you want to hear what?
Okay, his main attack is he does have a scimitar combo, but what really combos off of him is his ability, his depravity. It's an ability that he has that if a creature has used all their movement in a round and he makes an attack against them, he gains an additional 2 attacks against that creature as part of this attack action. So, if Casimir, for example, had moved all 40 feet of movement, when he went up here and went attack, I would have been able to get 4 attacks upon him. Because 1 for action, 1 for bonus action, then 2 for bonus from the depravity. In addition to that, you would know that they are specialized in breaking the guard of heavily armored individuals, specifically through their shield break maneuver. This feature reads as follows. Whenever this creature would hit a creature wearing a medium or heavy armor, or a creature with an armor class of 20 or higher with attack, that creature has their armor punctured, lowering their armor class by 2 until the end of this creature's next turn. Multiple hits extend the duration instead of lowering the creature's armor class further.
Well, that's good to know.
Indeed.
And Kashmir just buffed himself.
Yep.
Fuck. Alright, I moved. Hold on. No. I moved. I'm gonna say 25 so far. I'll stay where I am. That's the end of my turn.
Excellent. All right, that bandit's dead. Removing from initiative. Bandit number 2. That's the guy over here. He's gonna give a little dash. Get to there. 35, 55. He's gonna dash again to run up next to you, good friend Zarai. And that is his full turn because he had to dash to get there. Top of the round, we go to Morkag.
Killing the brute would have them stagger.
He certainly seems to be commanding the bandits around him.
Yeah, from the conversation before, so. Morkag doesn't want to kill the guy up top if he's a scaled archer boy. So he's gonna get back up here, take shot, and he's gonna aim for the brute.
Very good, very good. Your crossbow loaded?
Pew! The 17 hit.
17 will hit the brute, yeah. Is your crossbow loaded though? Because I know the crossbows have loading feature.
Oh, the loading feature just means you can't use the extra
Oh, you can't.
attack.
Yeah, that's okay. That's right. I forgot about 5e's version of it. You are good to go. The crossbow will pew slamming into the brute for 17 damage as he seems to be a little too busy with Kashmir. Does not notice the bolt flying towards him as it pierces his side.
Oh, he's almost dead. He's gonna go back to cover.
All right, very good, very good. Popping up upon the edge of the carriage there, taking a shot, and then popping back down, ducking low from cover from the archer above. From there, we go to Danu.
All right, I'm going to first off, I'm going to reach out. This guy should have listened. Should have listened, but no, he shot me. I'm going to smack him with this tentacle.
Do it.
Excellent. All right. The wriggling tentacle reels back before slamming down upon him, crashing into his knee as you hear a pop as he falls down. You then hear seemingly sounds of like cracking and crackling just echoing throughout the area around him as the ice begins to form around his knee, reducing his movement by 10 feet. He is still technically alive.
Okay, and because that was my bonus attack, and it turns out I could have attacked last turn, but I just misunderstood things. But regardless, I missed it, ended my turn. But I'm going to, since that's my bonus attack, I'm going to do my main action, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead.
Who's your target?
Same guy.
He is 70 feet away from you. You'd have to move a bit closer.
Wait, he's 70 feet?
Yep, 70 feet because of elevation. Yeah, if you select your token and then hover over his, you should be able to see how far away he is from you.
You'll steal the brute. Do it.
He'll steal. Yeah, you just have to move 10 feet closer and you'll be able in range if you want to still target the archer.
You know what? Yeah, I'll KS. I'll target Bandit Brute instead.
Excellent. All right. Bandit Brute, Wisdom save, DC 13, as the tolling the bell rings throughout the ears of this brute.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I ain't a church-going fella. He shrugs off the damage because it's a save suck, sadly.
Yeah. All right, in my turn.
All right. Bandit Scout, no number. That's the one who's been slammed and jammed and all around not in a good place. I believe his morale has kicked in at this point in time as he has been lowered to an amount of HP, triggering his fight or flight mechanics. So he must give me a wisdom saving throw. And since he is frightened already, he has disadvantage. This man's a trooper.
Oh my god.
He is staring down this tendril in front of him. No, we got this, Tom. We got this. And he will draw back another arrow, firing it towards you, Danu.
Don't do it, Tom.
Pew! 22 to hit you, Danu, for 5 piercing.
Man, that guy's a man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's then going to move away. Gonna disengage with his cunning action, using his bonus action to whoopily doop. Let's see here, 15, 20, 35. So he'll be able to get to that point with his full movement. There we go. All right, and that is his go. We again go to the other bandit scout who still has not been shot, so he's going to roll a d2 again to see if he wants to shoot Zerai or Kashmir. He's going to roll a d2. They really like you, Zerai. So,
Jeez.
yeah, the dice have spoken. Have another arrow. Natural 1. That is a miss.
Yeah.
As the arrow, seemingly is about to be released from the bow's string. However, it kind of just putters down, just flops to the ground in front of him. He looks up at you, looks down at the air, looks up at you. I meant to do that. Picks it up, puts it back in the string. That's his turn. All right, that guy's dead. Rai.
The one guy in front of me is incapacitated.
So this one here is dead, or incapacitated if you want it to be non-lethal.
He's straight up dead. Okay.
Well, you can choose for it to be non-lethal on any of your attacks.
No, I was doing lethal damage.
Gotcha. And he's dead. This guy is alive.
Okay, I'm gonna attack him.
Very good, very good. For another double jab, he, like his companion, is able to duck low, dodging the first jab. However, the second one cracks him in the lower jaw as he is fully out, broken, and shattered against the ground. All right. Very good, very good. Anything else?
I'm gonna, now that these guys are dead, I'm gonna move back to cover from the guy who keeps frickin' shooting me.
It's fair. All right. Very good, very good. From there, we go to the Brute. The Brute, I need to go look at his own morale listings because he is also really low on HP. He's bloodthirsty and... okay. No, he's just going to continue fighting. He does not have a morale mechanic for fleeing until something else occurs. So, he's ready to murder. He sees this form with a mace before him and finding you a threat, or at least a challenge to his own personal skill. He's going to continue the fight against you, Kashmir. Are you wearing medium or heavy armor?
Medium, yeah.
Okay, so that means from his previous hit upon you, that would have occurred. Oh, I thought he did hit. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. I'm a banana then. So he will. No, I remember. I rolled really bad for this guy. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay, he will hit you, potentially, with his first attack. 15.
That misses.
Shield of Faith, hell of a drug. Bonus action. Critical. 19 to confirm.
That does hit.
All right, that is 14 damage, and your AC is reduced by 2 as he rends through your armor, cutting some of the fabrics and the metal links down and away to the ground, opening up a weak spot in your defenses. That's
why I don't wear that shit.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, that penalty only lasts until the end of his next turn, so he'll probably be dead before it. Yeah. Anyways, Tarvis.
I'm gonna laugh at this guy that just died from getting attacked from behind, because I'm sure he turned around when I hit him, right?
He began turning around towards you. It was kind of like a spinning thing.
I'm visibly laughing at that guy while this guy's looking at me. I was looking at like rules and stuff. If I want to just step here, does that provoke?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna step over here and see if it makes him hesitate to either face me or all the people behind him, and then I'm gonna swing at him.
All right. Seems a little.
I just think it's funny.
Little distracted at that point, as he seems to be between a rock and a hard place, or more accurately, a furbolg and a caravan of angry travelers. A 15 will slap him and will bring him low as your weapon. What specifically weapon are you using?
A great maul.
As your mighty hammer crashes down upon his skull with a sickening and satisfying pop.
I'm one-handing a great maul.
Excellent. Just bonk.
Nice.
Yeah, his head just splatters. That is a dead man right there. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Very good. For your knowledge, since you are new to 5e, your movement is not restricted like in Pathfinder. You are able to move freely. Basically, your movement
since I
is...
moved 5 feet, I can take the rest of my 40.
Yep. You can just use it throughout the entire turn. It's just your movement for the turn.
I'm just gonna, I'm gonna walk over here
Very good. Very good.
because I think they're still fighting over there. Actually, there's a guy up on that rock. I'm gonna look at him.
Excellent.
He's next.
All right. From there, we go to Casimir.
Well, let's try and reintroduce this man to the bonkening.
Indeed.
No, I don't miss.
With that, he will parry with his scimitar. Ting! Deflecting the mace.
Well, that's annoying. Alright, I guess we will bonus action healing word
Excellent.
myself.
Very good. Very good. All right, you feel some of your vigor restored to your body as your word of prayer reinvigorates you with the presence of your faith. Anything else?
Wow. That'll be it for now.
All right, Kane.
Mm-hmm. I am thinking. Alright. With his companion behind him being hit, Kane would, as a bonus action, reveal that I have these, if it'll actually go off. He holds up his hand towards Danu, draws a little symbol in the air with his fingers, and it glows before him. It didn't do the thing. Okay. Heal 7 HP, Tiff. Is it 7? It's... No, not 7. Man, why'd you have to break?
Ghost existence, truly.
Oh, I fixed on the other map, that's what happened.
Ow.
Hold on. I gotta rewrite my macro.
The music, though.
Mm-hmm.
I spelled proficiency wrong.
It's truly a cursed existence.
Oh, the misery.
Okay. Apply, run. Do the math for me, please. 5 healing, not 7.
There we go. Right. Heal for 5, Danu, and you still have an action and movement.
I will take my movement up to here. As an action, I will finish off the threat before me. Or at least try to. Does an 11 hit?
An 11, as the Eldritch Blast escapes from your fingertip, flying towards the bandit. He looks over his shoulder just in time to duck low. Wait your turn. Yeah, 11's a miss, unfortunately. All right. Anything else?
I will use a tactics check on the archer over here.
Very good, very good. That is enough to learn one thing about them. What would you like to learn?
Goes next. They do. Eventually. How likely are they to flee if the brood is dropped?
At this point, it's fairly likely.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
That's all
one
I want.
archer who's already frightened, one who by himself essentially, and then the brood who, if he's dropped, then it's likely they're gonna flee. Yeah. All right, very good, very good. Top of the round, Morkag.
All right, load the crossbow. Get up on top to get a clear shot. Mokai will hesitate a slightly little bit because he doesn't like killing people, even if they are murderers themselves. I can't non-lethal this, right? Can I
Correct.
not?
You have to buy specific bolts to do non-lethal ranged attack for ranged weapons.
All right. Well, Mokai will rest easy knowing that this guy actively wants to kill them. So 20 hit.
20 will slam into him for 6 piercing damage, which is just enough to drop him as the arrow slams in between his ribs under the crook of his armpit. As he is defeated. The two scouts look about panicked. They are likely to flee, but I still have to give them a save.
Yeah, Morkag will just yell out, your leader is dead! Flee! If you still value your life.
Very good, very good. Alright. Danu.
Yeah, Danu's kind of angry. I think, yeah. So, before she takes off, after this bandit scout over here on top of this rock trying to run from her, she's gonna use, she's gonna use Chill Touch on Bandit Scout, because it's 120 feet.
Yep, he's in range. Alright. The grasping skeletal hand will reach upon the bandit scout, tugging him down to a knee as you see his life force begins to drain away. He's still alive, however, he is injured and looking even more panicked now.
Okay, so I didn't move last round. So I'm gonna use feline agility in my climb speed. Which is, I think that would be 65 since I went up 10 feet. This is 10 feet, right?
This area here is 20 feet.
Oh, okay. Well, so 55, 65, 75. That still leaves me quite a bit of movement. Bonus action, move my tentacle. And I'm going to smack him with it.
Excellent. The tendril slowly slips back into the rocky ground before it, and then pops back up next to the bandit scout, fleeing. It wraps around his leg and drags him back into the pit of the void that this tentacle came from, as you see him begin screaming, panicking, before breathing his last.
I
That's
think
for
that
shooting.
Tentacle, Rigoro's happy.
I think that action all by itself will make the other guy run.
Yeah, probably. All right, anything else for you?
No, that's it.
All right. Bandit Scout, I'm going to give him a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage now because of that. You know, my dude, got nerves of steel. These bandits, they wish death. He's going to take a shot at you, Kashmir.
Okay.
Pew!
Oh.
Tink!
Apparently, he can only hit me.
He is then going to use his movement to move to there, and then he's going to bonus action dash to there. People wish to chase him down, you are free, otherwise he's going to book it from combat.
I'm gonna chase him down.
Excellent. Then we will continue combat.
I'm gonna chase him.
Zerai.
I'm pretty wounded. I'm not going to chase.
All right, and I will remove you from initiative as you're able to lick your wounds, so to speak, and rest up. From there, we go to Tarvis.
Well, there's one getting away. I'm gonna run after him as fast as I can. I gotta move a 40.
Yep.
What happens when you run?
Running is not an action option in 5e. It's just the dash, which lets you use your action to move your movement again. So you can go 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's certain features which let you dash again as a bonus action, such as the Rogue's Cunning action ability, which essentially gives you triple speed. But overall, you're looking at generally double speed at best.
Right. So yeah, I'm just gonna give chase.
Very good, very good. All right, Casimir.
Move 40 feet up this way. Am I able to see him from here?
You are, yeah. He's got a little bit of cover, but you can see him.
Then I shall cast the Firebolt.
Excellent. As a surging orb of fire blows past the trees, lighting some of the twigs on fire ever so briefly before they snuff out due to the moisture within the branches themselves, and slams the scout's back. As he is lit aflame and just melts there the next couple seconds. Defeated. And with that, combat is over. The party victorious in their combat.
Well, let's search him.
Yep.
Roll me investigation check to search the bodies.
Nice. So, Markeg, after seeing this display, will thank his parents for teaching him to do crime responsibly. Because going after adventurers, man, those guys are psychopaths. Jesus Christ.
Before Danu dismisses her tentacle, she pats it and tells it it's a good boy.
It will wriggle happily.
Okay, not pissing her off.
Tarvis will grab this smoldering pile of bandit and drag
Excellent.
it back to the rest of them.
Not much of a leader. I think they had a death wish.
Oh, as a caravan leader, if he knows of this guy.
All right. As you're searching through the bodies of the bandit leaders and just the bandits in general, most of their stuff is fairly basic. You know, like basic armor, which has, from all of them, been damaged to the point where you could sell it, but it'd be worth even less than one would normally be able to sell armor, unless you guys have someone who can repair gambeson. So a weaver, someone with a weaving skill.
Barn.
But they do have coin pouches, each of them, and they do have fully functional weaponry. So the bandits have long swords, short bows, and arrows, full quiver of them. I'll roll up the coin pouches in a bit. Yeah.
Are any of them
nice.
not quite dead? I want to tie them up and stabilize them.
No, they are all pretty flooped from the damage you guys have been doing, unfortunately. Yeah. The big thing with 5e is, for anyone who is not a named NPC or like a boss or anything of that nature, if you guys wish them to still be alive, basically dying, you will have to say this is a non-lethal attack before you attack them, or you know.
Yeah,
you say
I
after.
didn't. Tarvis doesn't have that much forethought. But if
Yeah.
someone weren't quite dead and was just down, unconscious, he wouldn't like finish them off either. So.
Indeed. Good to know, good to know. But yeah, no, everyone just got obliterated by your crew. The scouts, they have same ruin gambeson, coin pouch, 2 daggers, a short bow, and quivers of arrows, though they've obviously used some, so they are not a full quiver. The brute is where the big spicy stuff comes into play. So he has a coin pouch, he has the 2 scimitars, he has the 2 hand axes, and a bandolier. But he has something different. Something interesting compared to the others. I will be dropping you guys a handout. He has around his neck, within a small leather pouch, kind of blocking what it actually looks like, a rune stone, like an actual stone carved with a rune upon its face, with the chain of his necklace beaded through the top portion of it, giving off this symbol. Let me make it colossal so you guys can see it a bit better. That is the symbol that this man wears. I will drop that into your handouts as well. Or I guess your
Wins.
Can I make a knowledge check on said symbol?
What lores do you have?
Dump lore.
You guys do not have a handouts channel. There you go. Now you guys have a handouts channel. All right. Emerald Corsair. First seen as the definition. Do. All right. You can give me a history check.
Okay.
It's a pretty high DC, but you can give it to me. For
To buy a ranged weapon, can I use these hand axes?
yeah, the hand axes can be thrown. Their range is 20 feet or 60 feet or up to 60 feet with disadvantage. They deal d6 slashing damage, and you can use your strength or dexterity modifier for attack and damage. For Kane,
Yeah, I'll ask if I can keep the hand axes since I don't have the ranged weapon.
oh, that was a party question.
Oh,
I see.
you can. You're a monk, right?
Yeah,
I think you can use the short bow as well.
can I?
Yeah, I think so. We can double check, but if they have access to multiple weapons, short bow is part of it.
I'll take a short bow if I can.
Indeed. All right. With a 24, that is pretty high. I will now introduce people who are not used to my games to a mechanic I have called Destiny. Destiny lets you guys roll a d6 to add to any d20 roll that you have made. Alternatively, you can roll this d6 and add its value times 5 to any d100 roll that is related towards your character. Alternatively, again, you can do this d6 times 50 and add that result to any d1000 roll made in relations to your characters. And this can be an addition or subtraction for the d100 or d1000. So if you want to be like a lower on d100, you could roll that way. However, for every 2 destiny points the party collectively uses, I gain 1 villain point. Villain points work the same way. They're a d6 that I can add to any d20 roll that the villain so chooses to use it on. I have to assign my villain points before I can use them. So I can't just be like, oh, you guys are suddenly fighting twirly mustache man number 2. He has 0 villain points when you start fighting him, but I have 3 spare right now, so I'm going to give him 3. I won't be able to do that. I'd have to do it before the fight begins for me to assign these points to him. Villain points, in terms of myself, can also be used to provide additional worldly events, such as if I get a certain amount, I could have perhaps an attack occur caused by, perhaps these bandits got a bit more bold by your swift attacks, and they surged out towards the nearby village of Razvan because, hey, they shouldn't be getting attacked here. As an example, though, we'll see what happens. It's up to you if you'd like to use it. You guys have a maximum of 2 that you can use. Regain their uses on long rest at this point in time. You can choose to use it right now, or you can let it sit with a 24. Up to you. The big thing here is that I will not tell you if it's a success, as you do not know if it's a success or not until after the results are revealed. So you basically can't use the Destiny until once the results are revealed, but you can before.
So with my expertise in runes, can I assume that I have a decently high hidden modifier?
It's decent bonus, yeah.
Decent bonus?
I say go for it. Take the
Yeah, I was
destiny.
about to say, I want to go for it. D6?
D6.
All right.
Roll a 6, or else it doesn't even matter.
All right, 30. All right. Now, if you guys do enjoy the Destiny mechanic, there is a feat called Fate Taker, which changes it to D8s and allows you to do more things with it than just alter your own D20s.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. But with a 30, all right. Looking over this rune, you've certainly seen or read about this rune before. Perhaps, maybe not this particular rune, but certainly runes of this nature. This rune itself seems to be related to the old nobility back before the Crusades. You know this. The old nobility were vampires. So, whatever this is, it's definitely connected in some way to vampire kind. Whether these people just found a rune and are like, oh, that's pretty, let's gonna use it. Because, I mean, vampires are all gone, right? So, you're not really sure why these bandits would have such a rune, but it is most certainly connected to a noble house of old Perugia, a vampire kind. Further details would require actual research into it, because this is just, top of your head type of thing. But that is your rune.
That is certainly interesting.
I recognize the symbol.
This belongs to some, or is in relation of some old noble family of Baruja. Likely vampires. Probably vampires. No clue as to how they obtained this. Maybe they stole it. Maybe they were sent here by a vampire. Kane shrugs.
Perhaps you should ask the sage about it. The one who's always in his books.
The implication that the vampires could be here is most disconcerting.
Carla, you jest. They're just tales.
They're not just tells. Everything is true in some way or another. Is it possible for me to roll based off of my lore? I have noble noble families of Baruja.
Why is she yelling at us from all the way up there?
I'm
We are
sorry. I'm sorry. I was I was tending to my tentacle here. I'm sorry. Yes. Everything is rooted in truth. The rumors you hear. There's small bits to them. The vampires did rule over this land, and I doubt they're all gone. Is it possible that I can roll to try to determine what vampire family this belongs to?
Sure, go ahead. History.
Is history?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, not with a 2, I'm afraid.
I would like to see with my vampiric folklore if, like, what does it mean when somebody in the tales, what does it mean when somebody is carrying the symbol of a vampire? Are they like just trolls? Are they like wannabe vampires, so they're doing tax for the vampires? Or like,
Give me a history check. You would be able to do so with your folklore. And I will preface this with, this is folklore, so some of it is not 100% accurate, but for the most part, it's on there.
I hope I roll low. Oh.
All right.
17.
It's said, and some of the tales, especially in the outlying villages that you travel through in your search, that whenever you see individuals bearing the mark of a vampire, it's believed that these individuals have been cursed by the vampire, or have been marked as a vampire's ghoul, a servant, a mortal bound by the vampire's blood to serve them with greater ability to walk during the light hours when the vampires must slumber. These individuals do the menial tasks that vampires are too above to perform. Said that, could be such a ghoul, or it could be someone cursed by this symbol, kind of like the old pirate tales of black spots upon one's hand and things of that nature. Alternatively, this symbol could merely be an old coinage of theirs, as it said that the vampires had their own coinage system, using things carved within their own symbols and symbology, their own alphabets. Could be, an alphabetical rune based upon their language, or it could be a rune stone, as some vampires are said to be able to harness their symbology into magical form, giving strength to the symbol itself.
He had it hidden.
He
had something on top of it, correct?
Say again?
He didn't. He wasn't showing. He had it hidden in a pouch.
Correct.
So that at least to some degree means that he didn't just pick it up and wear it. He wouldn't have hidden it if he didn't know that it could be recognized.
Good point. Regardless, it seems likely that these people are cursed. We should burn them.
I had plans to do so already, for to leave fresh meat in the woods is to invite the danger of them as well.
Very true.
So, regarding your knowledge, since you do have several religious practitioners, divine casters in the party, you would know that the dead, if not given proper burial rites, specifically mortal kind, if not given proper burial rites, are likely to remain as spirits, unrestful dead. Some turn back as walking corpses, skeletons, zombies, mostly zombies. Some come back as ghosts, some come back as specters or aleps, or various undead beings, as undead can naturally form within the universe, which is why ceremonies of last rites are so important. Fortunately, New Dawn, fire is pretty common practice.
Okay.
Oh, and look, we have a large tree right in front of us. We can chop up for wood to build a pyre. Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's what Morgag meant when he said we should burn them, right? It's already implied because he's from this place as well.
All right. While you guys are discussing and all that, eventually you would see the caravan guards with themselves clean up the blood from their blades and kind of dust off some of the things. Caravan completely unharmed, for the most part. Some minor scratches and bruises, nothing that a good night's rest won't heal.
I need healing, but
but Kairos would eventually approach the party. So happy I hired you once again. You guys are really turning out to be a well-placed investment, I'd say. A bonus for you all once we arrive in Razban. Yes. If you would help, clean up this lot, though.
of course.
Excellent.
Aye, as soon as we tend to our wounds. What is the, isn't there some sort of rest-based hit die, something?
Yes, so you guys can take a short rest, which takes an hour, and you can, when you take a short rest, you regain certain powers and abilities that are easier to regain, but you can also spend your hit dice. And what that means is you can choose up to your maximum number of hit dice and roll that many of those dice plus your constitution modifier for each one, and then you'll regain that number of HP. The short rest macro itself should automatically heal you so long as you have input your levels correctly into your tokens. Specifically, your levels should be whatever your first level class is. So, for example, Kane's Binder, would you want to put it as 2 because you have 2 hit dice? and Zerai, you'd want Monk 2, and so on and so forth. And if you have that set, then whenever you hit the short rest macro in the campaign frame, or if you put the campaign frame macro into your selection window and then hit it there, it will ask you how many hit dice you want to spend, if any.
So it should be two, not one.
I believe I did it correctly.
As Morkag doesn't need to short rest, he's gonna help gather up some wood for the pyre.
Very good, very good.
Okay, Tiff, you're good. I forgot to add the spell slots on short rest to Warlock.
Mm.
I need to see if I
What
have
you gave me healing?
that. I changed your short rest macro.
Oh,
I forgot we had 2 hit die to start.
All right.
Well,
That's weird. I'll cover the first one at least. So you have
what
one.
does this code mean? I'll wait for the total.
And then we're gonna get the last one. 2, 3, 4.
So yeah, essentially, I think we're bandaging wounds, and somebody's gonna probably grab an axe and start chopping up firewood to build a pyre.
Yeah. Yep,
And,
that's me.
Yep.
Chop,
Alright.
chop, chop.
At some point in that time, I also would like to take a walk on the outer perimeter and see if I can't find where their tracks led from.
Alright.
See which direction they
Very
came
good,
from.
very good. You can give me a perception check to find their tracks. Alternatively, you can roll survival.
It doesn't matter. I'm assuming perception because that's the first one you asked. 24.
24. All right. You would find kind of off in the back end around the southern side, specifically down over here, there are some tracks likely from these bandits, as they are humanoid and booted, leading southeast, deeper into the forest.
Okay. I'm assuming if they had time to set up the trees, then they'd been here for a while. Can I tell how old those tracks are?
With the
How long
24,
they've been here?
yes. They have been here for about 5-6 days.
Okay. After I figure that out, I'll come back and let everyone know. It seems they were here almost a week waiting for someone. They came from that way.
That's not surprising. What do you intend to do?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to know.
As tempting as it is to go and seek them out, we still have a job with the caravan.
We can always seek them out later.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna do myself a favor and go fix some macros on the NPC library real quick,
Very good, very good.
just so that they don't get forgotten.
All right. Other than that, though, you guys' short rest is achieved, no problem. You guys may spend hit dice and all that good stuff. I'm just gonna put all this coinage in as a total for its simplicity into your item lab.
After a short rest, I'll help chop tree and start the pyre.
After resting, is anyone still wounded?
I'm definitely missing 1 hit point.
I got a scratch
yeah, I'm
still,
missing
but,
one. But just one. It's just one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And also, thankfully, we don't actually need to start a fire because Casimir has produced flame and can just start fires freely.
It'd have prestidigitation, but
All right.
Hmm.
So as you gather around the area, start gathering up some firewood, building up a pyre to say your last rites for these, bandits. It's easy enough to do. You guys are free to continue your RP, or we can move on. Up to you guys.
You may take the short bow if you desire, if you need it.
Yeah, I'll
close
take
to-
a short bow and
Who's-
switch to a quiver.
You can, yeah, go ahead and take the arrows as well.
There we go. That should be all equipment.
Ah.
I would like to take the stone as well.
Are you sure? It may be cursed.
Mm. Would you raise that objection?
Oh, he said that in character.
Mm-hmm. I typed it out before we started short resting.
Oh, oops. Well, yeah, then he would answer. If you are certain, it might be cursed.
Mm.
If you intend to take the stone, it is
Mm-hmm.
probably of no harm, unless it is cursed. But I would be wary of who you show it to. Members of the church would not be so forgiving to find such symbology on the person.
Of
No.
course, of course.
Not only that, but from the tales, if you have a symbol of a vampire, and vampires are powerful creatures who know magics and things, it wouldn't be too far-fetched that it is known, it might know the vampire that it's in our possession, if you get my drift.
Mm. On one hand, I'm not a fan of being tracked. On the other, the stone might tell us a thing or two.
Read is then if you feel comfortable with it, then
Copy
by
the
all
symbol.
means.
Could make a copy of the symbol rubbing, and that way you wouldn't have to worry with the stone.
Now that's a fair suggestion. I'll go with that. Kane takes out a notebook, quickly just sketches out the symbol, and raises one more question to the party. Should we leave it intact? Should we crush it?
I think it is better destroyed if we are not taking it with us.
Morkak shakes his head. If we are being super cautious, I believe we should just leave the stone hidden here somewhere rather than destroy it. Lest we get the ire of the vampire.
Mm.
I think we would have already gotten the ire of the vampire by killing its servant. Just burn it along with the rest.
You know, I don't think they slept here. They've been here for 5 days, but I don't see any camp supplies.
You did say their camp was further up north, no?
Well, I found some tracks to the south.
Oh, to the south. Well, and Morkak accidentally shares a childhood memory. It would be possible for them to just go in rotation. And once their turn is over, they go down back to base to eat. That must mean it's nearby.
Then we should move on.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody rolled Arcana on the necklace to see if it's actually got some sort of curse or it has
Nope.
anything magic about it?
No.
May I do that?
Sure.
Yes.
Do you also
I'm
have to
going on
make magic to apply it, or just the Arcana?
Just the Arcana.
Honestly, I should have done that.
Never mind.
I very much would
It's
like
a
to. with
piece
that
of
roll.
rock.
You did for some reason. But I'm going on conjecture because, folklore.
May I pick up that idea,
And roll your own Arcana.
please?
Yeah. I mean, they can tell you, hey, this, see if there's anything magical about it, and then you can do so. So, yeah. Easy enough to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I rolled like trash too. All
It's
right.
a piece of stone.
So you were saying we should smash it? I'll heft my hammer.
We don't know what magic resides in it.
We could just burn it with the body.
think smashing it is a more permanent solution.
If you're going to smash it, I'm going to go stand over there.
Yes, agreed.
You know, he
Gonna
does
get
have a
behind the rock.
point about drawing the vampire's ire, potentially. I'm gonna very conveniently walk over here.
Tell us when it's done.
Tarvis will look around at everyone who's fled the scene of the possible smashing and think to himself, what have I gotten myself into? It wasn't even his idea. Okay. But it could. It's a. They're saying it's some sort of vampire symbol, and it could be magical.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It could also just be a rock.
I don't
It'd
have
also just be a rock.
Yeah, Morgan's just being very careful and paranoid. Don't touch that magic shit. That's what his mom always said.
Could just be a rock. Where is that? I was looking at. Apparently, I can prepare more than 2 spells per day, and I'd updated my list. Yeah. Yeah, I should have. Yeah. So
should be, I believe, 3 plus.
it's
It's a decent amount for a cleric, so.
I ended up with 5. It's like spell level plus back spell or character level plus your wisdom mod, which my wisdom mod is 4, so I've got 5 prepped first level, but I only get to cast 2. Yeah, so that's so yeah, before I do this, since everybody's doing all this crazy stuff, I'm gonna give myself protection from evil, and then I'm gonna smash it.
All right, I believe protection from evil in this game does have cost material component. Let me go make sure though.
What does it?
I believe so. I don't remember off the top of my head though.
Oh yeah, it does
holy
have
water or
material.
powdered silver and iron, which the spell consumes. So do you have holy water on you?
No, I don't. Never mind.
Fortunately, you do not have the material components to cast the spell.
Indeed. I wouldn't have prepped that. I'll pick something else later.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll just smash it, see what happens.
All right, roll me yourself an attack roll with your hammer. All right, the hammer will slam down upon the stone with a sickening crack. You all stand there, waiting for something to happen. Bolt of lightning, perhaps. Maybe Harvest being turned into a newt. Now they just get better.
Seems he got better, yeah.
Yeah. But, nothing happens. You lift your hammer and you see before you shattered pieces of stone.
Well, that answers that.
Better save them.
Never
Sorry.
be careful.
Let's move on. Once we burn the bodies, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would not worry too much about drawing the ire of the vampires, though. If they cared so much about the stone, then we had already, like, as someone previously said, drew their ire from killing their minions, but I doubt. I would think.
Oh, it seems obvious these are lower grade minions.
Get better minions, damn it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Or they're just bandits.
As the party gathers up, having completed their short rest and making the way forward clear from any tree coverage that would prevent one's passage, the caravan continues its way eastward and somewhat northwards along the trail towards Razvan. Now, I have already rolled up ahead to see any encounters upon the road as you are traveling towards the village. I did get one potential encounter location, and that would be on the second day of your travel. As you are traveling along, you guys would have a long rest between now and this encounter.
Nice.
You guys are about still on the edge of the forest by the time this encounter happens, as you have just barely passed a deeper section of the forest. Luckily, without any encounter, though the strange and monstrous growls from deeper within the forest do send shivers down your spines and cause the horses to whinny in fear. But with the calming touch of their handlers, they are able to carry on. However, as you continue your way forward, I am going to put you guys on a new map. Let's see here. This is your current makeup. Copy the pasta. I probably should copy your pasta while in player view. Or no, DM view, I mean. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just make it visible to players, copy that pasta, and then force and center. Alright. This would be a bit back to there. And this would be a bit more like so. Just judging from your previous positioning. Be like that, I believe. That should do it. Oh, my NPC's inside. I'll shuffle about. There we are. Alright. So, as you are pushing through the woods, traveling deeper, and you begin to see the end of the second day of travel, or at least of travel since we began session, the sun begins to set over the horizon, or perhaps it is because you guys are getting deeper into the woods. But that doesn't make sense. You guys are still at the edge, or at least you should be. And then you hear something in the background. Wolf's call echoing in the distance. And then another. And another. And another. This puts the caravan on edge as Kairos begins to rein in the horses.
I'm gonna look for potential places of wolf ambush.
Alright. Unfortunately, as you're looking around the area, you can give me a perception check, but just at a glance, the area itself looks heavily wooded and filled with undergrowth. There are many places for creatures to hide, to jump out and ambush the party, especially with you being flanked on either side by trees.
Monkey.
You don't really see any particular spot that stands out, however. Everything seems dangerous. Looking at the trees, the dark boughs themselves, you see eyes flicker from within and realize, after a few moments, it's just a squirrel. And then you hear a snapping of a twig. You look to your left. A rabbit. It's fine. It's fine. There's no wolves here. And then Morcag raises a hand, somewhat shaking a little bit, as they point off to the south. Though, for them, southeast, pretty heavily. But south of you, Zerai, as you point out two large mounds that you previously thought were rocks, Zerai, until they move. A low grumble within their chests. As you see two massive black wolves.
Monkey.
I need everyone to roll me initiative.
All the words.
They are wargs. I rolled up wargs on my encounter.
A decent roll.
Hey, I have a less than one.
Hey. I love it.
And I gotta do.
Wait, how do you manage that one?
Negative dex and negative int.
Why? Josh, why?
I don't have a I don't have a negative dex. I have a 10 dex. I do have a negative int. I don't know why it's a -1, but
Oh, it uses your int.
Yeah, the macro uses both. I haven't yet transferred the macros to only use the better of the two, but eventually we'll be doing that. Right now, the penalties still apply because my monsters still have the penalties, and everything else still has the penalties. Or in some cases, the benefits. But yeah, it's fine.
It is pretty funny having a -1 in it. With my war cleric, that was -1 dex, -1 int. It was really funny.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. This should be the one I'm looking for. Couldn't find the original video. I had links, so I had to grab a different one. Stop. Play. Hopefully this doesn't have anything that is bad.
Also, wow, you had detect magic.
I just replaced protection from evil with detect magic because we were talking about it. So, but there's my prepared spells now, so that it's all
Nice.
Can we just get
Yeah.
interest in
Good choice.
Yeah, decent choices. Very good, very good. All right, I have rolled initiative for my Puppichinos. There are more Puppichinos. They are dealing with the caravan like before with the bandits. If the wargs attack the caravan, damage applied to caravan, all that good stuff. You guys are not, in fact, surprised, as they were also just sleeping. And then they woke up upon hearing this talking and all that, and they weren't really prepared for an ambush. But it's fine. Dino, you have gained initiative.
Okay.
I need to go scroll up to my wargs on my bestiary. Guess down.
I'm actually. They can't see me, right?
From your current position, you are inside the wagon. So if you kind of like duck to the side, you're completely not in view from the door's window. In your current position, you would have 3/4 cover, but they technically could see you.
Okay, but I can see them.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to.
Did you say this was the next day?
This is 2 days later.
I'm gonna hit that long rest button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Hex on Warg 1.
All right. Which stat are you hexing?
Claw bite, most likely. So that's strength, isn't it?
Could be. They are large, so that would imply that they are more strength focused than the dex focused.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with strength then.
All right. Very good. Hex strength. As a strange curse seems to fall upon the warg on the left. Doesn't seem to.
Then I'm going
notice.
to summon a.
Let me go grab that tendril for you. Boop. Tentacle.
All right, I can hit them both from there. And then I will have my tentacle attack Warg 1.
Very good, very good. Alright, the tentacle will wrap around the warg's body, crushing it with freezing cold as its speed is reduced due to the icicles lingering upon its fur. It is slightly damaged by the blow, but is, for the most part, unfazed.
Oh yeah, I need a plus d6. Do
Yep.
I have a d6? I need a. I'll just roll that.
D6 from Hex. Alright. As the tentacles wrap around the warg and the icicle shards seem to splinter, causing the creature to slow in its movement, you see the tentacle itself pulses with a foul necrotic energy that surges through the creature's body, sapping its strength as you see its fur begins to sag low, no longer sparkling and glistening as its true healthy self. Still decently living and alive, but damage has been applied. Alright, anything else?
That's it.
All right, Kane.
All right. So Dan, you opened the doors on this side.
Believe they just looked
It's
through it.
I just looked through it. I didn't open anything.
Oh, okay. I don't want to open them then. Okay, I'm going out the back. All right. I'm going to check Warg 1 of tactics.
All right, 12 tactics on the wargs. That is enough to learn one thing about them of your choice. What would you like to learn?
How much are they gonna hurt us?
Let's see here. These wargs can hit like a truck. For your level of play specifically, their bite attacks deal 2d6 plus 6 piercing damage, and they can knock you prone. From the looks of it, though, they seem particularly set to capitalize on a prone individual, perhaps indicating they have further abilities that combo with this.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him.
Very good, very good. Number 1?
Yep.
Alright, the Eldritch Blast will fly forward and will slam into this tree here, barely missing the creature due to the cover.
Alright.
Alright.
I moved 15 to get out here. I'm gonna step back. Okay, the not being snapped to the grid sucks.
There you go.
So I was there, so I'm gonna move back 10 feet there.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
There we go to Casimir.
All right, move up here. And let's toss a firebolt at Warg 1 as well.
Excellent. Focus fire.
Nice, 2 damage.
Right, the bolt of fire will, even with partial cover from the tree, will slam into the warg, singeing its snoot as it reels back. The creature is injured by the blow, but is still alive.
Wow. All right, I'm going to do a tactics check.
Hot damn, you can
Oh,
learn
shoot.
2 things of your choice about the creature.
Well, first of all, tell me what its prone thing is, whatever that ability was.
It's
referring
combo
to
stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. Savage is a bonus action the creature has. After a warg successfully trips a creature through either its bite or a shove attempt, it can use its bonus action to make an additional attack against the tripped creature. This attack is made at advantage and deals an additional die of damage. So, if they hit you with bite and knock you prone, they get to make another attack, this attack being made at advantage, and the attack, instead of doing 2d6 plus 6 piercing damage, it does 3d6 plus 6 piercing damage.
Wow, wow, wow.
Ah, Kane.
Holy mackerel.
Savage is hell of a draw.
Um,
And one other thing
what
of your
else
choice.
do they have?
You can learn about their traits, you can learn about their specials, and you can learn about their statistics.
Let's do specials.
Specials, keen hearing and smell, pack tactics, and ability known as powerful blows.
Do powerful
Ouch.
blows.
Powerful blows. Whenever this creature would hit a creature wearing light or no armor with an attack, or with an AC of 15 or lower with an attack, that creature must make a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or suffer from the burden condition for 1d4 plus 1 rounds, receiving a new save at the end of each of their turns. The burden condition means that you cannot dash or, I believe, disengage, and I actually have it right here, so I can just read it off. A burdened creature's speed is halved, and they cannot take the dash or disengage action.
All right. Zerai, what's your AC?
16.
I'm just gonna assume these wargs are stupid, and I shall cast Shield of Faith on you as a bonus action.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Alright, you have been given the state, which means you have a +2 to AC as long as the spell is active upon you. Anything else for you, Casimir?
Nope, that's it.
Alright, from there we go to Morcag. You guys have rolled really hot, apparently.
Alrighty. Alright, so they're in cover due to the trees.
Yeah.
Can I get higher from where I'm at? Like, is this covered?
You could
or...
stand up at 10 feet total if you go to there, and let me add some VBL to these trees so you can get a better idea of what you're actually seeing.
I flipped instead of snap to grid. Alright, there we go. So yes, I wanna get a little bit higher. But I guess here is fine. So VBL. Oh, okay, good. So they go after Zurai. I'll have a line of shot. Alright, I am readying an action. When one of these wargs reaches someone, I will shoot them. That way I get sneak attack.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
All right, ready to pew pew. From there, we go to Warg no number. Warg will have my cat activate potentially something that they should not have activated. You like to walk my Go XLR a lot.
Yeah.
Checking to see if they made something. They did.
Your
They
voice
did make a
isn't
recording.
anything weird?
They made a recording. So I
no.
delete the recording real quick. There we go. We're good. It's okay. You do your thing.
Director
kid.
at his match.
Yep, they wanted us to go howls once more. However, Warg will trigger your reaction instantly, I believe, because I'm pretty sure my tactics just says to go bite closest creature. I'm gonna go nyam nyam nyam.
Oh, nice, and they're out of cover. Hell yeah.
Yep, you have full view on this guy. Your shot is a natural 20. Roll to confirm.
No, I'm gonna use my ability.
Oh, yes, yes, excellent.
So that is damage. Here's the crit. Oh my god. And here are the 2 sneak attacks. So that's
is
25.
25 damage as the wolf or warg steps out from the cover of the trees and instantly gets slammed by a bolt into its side, piercing into some of its more important organs as the warg lets out a pain cry. And will look up towards you, Zurai, turning its head to the west.
Yeah, good shot.
And then flicking back towards you. The warg will speak in common, though somewhat broken. Man flesh, wait, turn.
I think you injured the wrong one.
I haven't actually injured them yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh right. Okay, never mind. I saw the damage. I was like,
There we go. Damage applied.
holy mackerel.
Yeah, no, you almost killed it. The creature will continue its turn. Unfortunately, it's still targeting Zurai with this. So I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna end my turn because I can't use my bonus action because I did not hit. This warg's having a day. Warg number
Yeah,
one.
he's having a bad day.
This warg here, injured and annoyed by the tendril, will nip at it, realizing it's not actually a threat, will continue moving. And since that door is closed, these guys favor further tactics, pack tactics, so
Oh no!
target closest creature, and will move, pushing forward to here. As the horses at this point are currently freaking out. I'm gonna have to have Kairos make a check at the top of the round to see if he can manage to maintain their cool. But this wolf is going to attack with flanking on Zurai. And for my pack tactics, I believe I have advantage. Let's see here. Pack tactics. Warg has advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the Warg's allies within 5 of the creature and the ally. Yep. So I have advantage to hit you, and I have +2 to hit because I'm flanking you.
Oh crap.
So that is a 20 to hit for 14 piercing damage and a strength save.
Okay.
And apparently this session is the Batter the Zurai day.
Oh my god.
I tried to help, I swear.
All right, you managed to shrug off the wolf's powerful jaws, trying to rip you to the ground, able to avoid that entirely. However, you are wearing no armor, which means you trigger my powerful blows ability. I need you.
I thought that if my AC was high enough that doesn't count.
It's if you are wearing light or no armor, or if your AC is 15 or lower. So it's one of those two is yes, then it triggers.
Oh.
Yep.
He was monk, man.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So, since you're unarmored, he is going to powerful blows. Give me a Constitution saving throw. Fortunately, you do manage to avoid the combo of Savage Bite. But, yeah, powerful blows is still a hell of a drug. Alright, you also manage to avoid the crushing jaws from burdening your movements. Creature has done its turn and will continue to use Zerai.
Jesus. Well, I gotta get this one dead because
Yeah.
I'll turn on jabbing style and I'll attack the one that's in front of me that's heavily injured.
Very good, very good. Hot damn, crit. That would be a 12 to confirm. Would you like to spend Destiny to potentially confirm that crit? Or would you like to let it stand, because that is a lot of damage you're showing?
I think I'm just gonna let it go because I think I'm gonna kill him.
Alright, that damage is 18. With one solid slammed elbow into the wolf's snoot, it slams into the ground, and you hear a sickening crack as the wolf is, or warg is, as you suspected, killed. Your second
Alright,
jab.
no more flanking. That's really good.
Tis true. Your second jab is you turn around, slamming a backhanded fist towards the warg behind you. The warg is able to duck low just in time to avoid the blow. Because the 12 is a miss.
Alright, I'm good.
All
I
right,
got out of the blank.
Darvis.
Well, they're all on the other side of this cart, and yeah, I'm not sure I can even get over there and do anything. So, I don't really want to go behind the horses. That's never a good idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they're panicking.
Yeah.
Or in front.
Do I think with beast speak I could convince them to kick the warg?
Probably.
Yeah. If I do that, can I also cast a spell this turn as a speaking thing, or is it an action to do that?
Beast speak is what specifically?
Speech of Beast and Leaf is a racial, says I get advantage on charisma checks to influence animals and they can understand the meaning of my words.
So that brings up one of the other home game rules that I've used and you guys have been utilizing already without noting it, potentially. And that is every game I run, I allow players to get one free skill check that doesn't take up any actions or anything of that nature, so long as the skill check does not naturally take actions. Stealth itself requires an action to activate. Investigation normally requires an action or up to a minute to activate. These skills generally are not viable for such free skill checks. Intimidation or perception are viable. Tactics as well. So you're freely able to use an animal handling check to try to convince the horses, since your speech, Beast and Leaf, just gives you advantage on such checks, as well as just lets you be able to communicate with them. So there's no action usage required for that ability. It just works. So yeah, you can give him an animal handling to convince him with advantage.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shout at this horse to kick him.
Very good, very good.
See if it works. Let's see. It's a skill, animal handling. Oh, I need to select my token. Skill, animal handling, not trained. I do have advantage.
All right. Whispering some sweet whinnies and neighs towards the horse, trying to soothe it. The horse itself is calmed, is no longer panicking, and then will give a short nod. And with its somewhat antagonistic bristle, the horse will kick a solid hoof towards this warg in the back, because they technically would go at the top of the round, which is about to be. +6 to hit for that. Okay. Unfortunately, I rolled a natural 1. Eldritch Doom. The warg is packed, is smacked by the horse's hoof, but it's too close to actually cause any real impact.
Okay.
But it did what you wanted.
In other news, I'm gonna move around the back of the wagon. Is that in the wagon? That's in the wagon. Hold on. I can probably go this way. That's 40. That's a move.
Mm-hmm.
And from here, still managed to cast a spell this turn?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Bless on who's within 30 feet of me.
Let's see here.
Let's see. Zerai gets a Bless. Danu, you cast spells. Do you need a Bless?
No, I don't need a bless.
Yeah. Kane is back there. Can use a Bless, baby. And I'll take the other one.
All right, the three of you gain Bless. You can toggle that on via the Bless on-off macro in the campaign frame.
And that's my turn.
Very good, very good. Top of the round, the horse does the hoof kick. Unfortunately, does not cause any real impact. And Dano, it is your turn.
Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my tentacle.
Excellent. Daniel wriggles forward before surging into the ground and popping back up.
And then it's gonna reach out and poke this warg.
All right. The tentacle gingerly reaches forward and then taps the warg on the shoulder. The warg looks confused. That is a miss, unfortunately.
And I'm gonna do a Eldritch Blast
Right.
at the warg.
Gotcha. You will either have to hang out the window and shoot from that way or pop out of the carriage itself to do so, but you can do so either way. It's not going to provoke. So.
She'll stick her head out a little bit and pew pew.
Excellent. Hot damn. That is a critical hit. Roll to confirm.
Is that a...
It's just
D20.
Same attack roll, all bonuses, all general effects.
Alright, well here, I'll just roll it again.
All right. Does not confirm, but that is a solid 9 force damage crashing into the warg as the Eldritch Blast slams into its side. And then a d6 necrotic as the surging necrotic energies from the hex begins to wrap around the creature, constricting it with its foul magics.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Bless
oh
has
yeah. Hold on.
a holy water requirement as well. What the hell? I
Is it-
just saw that.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
it says a sprinkling of holy water material component. I guess I can't do that. Oh.
Wait, does it say it's consumed?
That's true. Does it say consumed?
Also, if you have,
I'm
an
looking at
earth-
D&D Beyond. It doesn't say anything about consumed.
Okay,
It just says
then
a
you're good.
sprinkling of holy water.
Yeah.
You're fine. You get a holy symbol if you bought one.
For your knowledge, since again, these spells casting rules are somewhat different. If the spell itself has costly material components that are consumed, then you have to worry about the material components. Otherwise, as long as you have a holy symbol or other focus, it's basically hand wave. It's considered part of your casting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm used to Pathfinder and other systems. It's like bless is bless. What do you mean? It requires holy water.
Yeah, it's all good. The warg is sapped of some strength from the necrotic energy. Anything else? We'll take thine silence as a negative. We will go to Kane.
Mm-hmm. I am gonna waltz down here.
Excellent.
I'm going to shoot the warg in the ass.
Most excellent. All right. And that beam of force will slam into it, pelting the warg in the ass with a crackling streak of eldritch energy. And then you hear... where it putters down, life lost to the creature.
Easy.
With that, combat is over.
Well,
What is it with everything trying to kill me?
Pet it again and dismiss it.
Excellent. He wriggles happily.
Apparently, I make excellent bait.
It's a good quality to have. As he jabs into the warg.
Well, you are certainly attractive towards all these beasties. Keeping the carriage safe, which, well done on that again. Right. No damage suffered here.
Well, we'll search the beasties.
I want the pet.
All right. Well, you can roll me a leatherworking check to skin the wargs, or you can roll survival. Either way works for me.
Dexterity, right?
Yep. Dexterity skin.
20.
Smooth fluid motions. All right. With a 20, there are 2 wargs. I need one more check because that is 1 warg successfully pelked. Gained.
Gotcha. Well, let's go another snow. Easy.
Easy clap. All right, both wargs. It takes you some time as the caravan is, reset back up into ship shape by some repairs that might have been done from some misplaced bites from the wargs or a misplaced kick from a horse. But by the time it's over, you guys have 2 freshly skinned warg pelts ready to be tanned. And I will add those to your item lab.
Sweet.
Bolding the warg encounter. And there's 2 of them because you guys harvested 2 pelts. So both wargs pelts, they are a tier 2 fine fiber material. Specifically, they are fine fur. And there are 60 pounds of it for each pelt.
Very nice.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
I make good leather armor.
Mm-hmm. With that, as the party harvest what they can from the wargs and begin the final legs of their journey, you guys all receive a long rest, and at last, after another day of travel, as sunset begins to dim on the third and final day, at last reach the village of Rasman. I'm going to put you guys on that map. Copy tokens and Rasman. Boop. I'm going to adjust the tokens' current facings real quick because they're slightly off, and that's a little weird. It's fine, though.
Oh, God.
No, we don't need the tentacle. Go away, tentacle. And just make
That is
sure
further.
people properly back to the thing and control F. There we go. I go look at my notes to see things of import on this area. Yep.
Oh my God. Look at all these exclamation marks. They're like,
Mhm.
Rob, here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you steadily trot into the area of Razvan, you see the folks, a noticeable tension ease off of their backs as you guys have finally left the dangerous portions of the Noctis Woods behind you and have at last arrived within the township of Razvan. At this point, as you guys reach the outskirts, people begin to disembark from the wagons, grabbing bags and stuff, and not all of them, just some of them who are seemingly moving down to go ahead south through the pathway here. Specifically, you would see that the Kusunu family, the Andrea and her father Vasily, they all make their way that way, as likely indicating that that is where the local alchemist resides. You'd also have the small halfling woman Amina up top, who's been riding in the main wagon, also head that way, but they would cut off and move to this building down here. Everyone else remains in the wagon. You guys are free to exit here or continue with the rest of the wagon into the town proper. As I zoom out through the town.
I believe we were supposed to guard it all the way till its location. So,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I paid for the full ride. You're gonna give me the full ride.
Now, as you all continue your trek across the bridge, ancient stones beneath your feet, easily withstanding the weight of the wagons, you reach the center of the town itself, where the townsfolk itself of the town, they are a little closed off. They don't really. There's not like any huge greetings, but upon seeing Kairos, there is a bit more of a lively feel about them as they start leaving their buildings, no longer just looking from shutters to shutter, and begin asking questions about how are the travels, common questions of how has your day been, but more like how has the month been for you? Did you make any good exchanges? What did you bring this day? Things of that nature. While they're being jabbered with these questions, you guys have yet to get your pay from Kairos, which we'll get to in a moment. But you also know another purpose of your traveling along this caravan was the letter that each of you had taken upon you. Specifically, I will drop the handout now for the stream purposes, but you guys all read it, I believe, during the session 0. Let me just go and resize that and go, doop. Massive letter is massive. And who would like to read it for stream's benefit? Or I can.
I'll read it.
Very good. Go ahead.
Help wanted. Those strong of arm and keen of mind, please heed this call. Strange happenings have been occurring within our simple town. People have gone missing, and otherworldly beasts roam our doorstep of late. To make matters worse, our fair hetman's investigation has led to little results. Some begin to question whether or not they are spending our funds wisely. Traitorous words, of course, yet still we are besieged. Please, should you find this missive, come to the village of Razvan, within the barony of Bakane, at the edge of the Nectus Woods. Come to the Bastard Cat's Inn, and ask for Grigorovich. There is coin on the table, and perhaps more should you help us. There are rumors even that the hetman is offering up something greater for any who can find and stop the cause of these foul circumstances. Signed, Grigorovich A. Matevici, innkeeper of the Bastard Cat.
Very good, very good. And with that, guys, have your potential destination for immediate future. However, a bit of a tour of town. Starting with the westernmost corner, the bottom left building where those two Kushino family members travel towards. That is indeed the alchemist shop, known as the Mixed Vial Alchemist. None of you guys have any specific Razvan hamlet lores or anything of that nature, so I won't go into too much detail, but it is said that the alchemist there is a gifted healer and practitioner of the alchemical arts, able to brew things that many would find impossible without magic. But it is what it is, and so many come to this town, however small it is, to seek his gifts. You then have anything that is of a smaller symbol here, same icon of like the exclamation point, but if it's super small, that just indicates it is a residence, so it is someone's house. I will not go into detail on those. You are free to click on them. It'll tell you what the whose house that is, for example. But going on to the next shop or important locale within the village itself, you have the Striped Beast Tamer. It is a hunting lodge as well as both a tannery and a boyery, able to work the hides, skin pelts, basic hunting stuff. Any of your hunting needs you can probably find here, or any of your tanning needs you can find here. Whether this be bows, arrows, supplies for going on a hunt, or just simply wanting to get your hides set for future use in armors or whatnot. Then in the edge of town, on the southeastern edge, you have the abandoned Temple of the Dawnflower, which was long abandoned during the beginning of the Age of Omens when the deities fell, crashed to the planet's surface, or lost during the mighty clash so long ago, about 70 years, 77, 70 so years from the current date. But you would know, it is said that a potential new priesthood has taken up residence in town. Priest of the New Dawn, I believe the title is. Let me just go make sure for my notes. Priest of the New Dawn, yes indeed, has taken up residence within the abandoned temple of the Dawnflower, which might interest our Kashmir fellow, because same faith. Going on north from there, we have the Barbed Steel Smithy. The smithy itself is ran by a rather cheerful woman who seems to have a gift with steel itself, able to warp it and morph it into forms that are generally left to more flexible materials. They are definitely an armor and weaponsmith, though most of their work is dealt with standard stuff, shoeing a horse, building some nails, basic stuff that a village would not a lot of adventuring gear, though adventurers do pass by here and they do frequent her shop, so she does have adventuring gear, just not her focus in terms of what she sells, though she is good at selling or building them. This building, though it is a small symbol, I will point it out, as it is the Hetman's house, the house of the mayor, essentially, of the town. You guys would know that they are a particularly reserved individual, prideful in their ways, and seemingly using their station to whether lord it over others or essentially bully others. They are not well liked, and often when given let's just say distasteful thoughts in their direction, it's sometimes used as treasonous. Thus far, his particular proclivities have been kept in check by the local lord, who, while in town, manages the village itself and the various estates on the outskirts. They are well liked. And that brings us to the next building, which is here. The keep itself, known as the Istrati family keep, is a recent acquisition of the Istrati family. The family itself are Lupinal, wolf folk. You know from earlier conversations that the family itself earned the keep through battle. Which battle, you can make checks on that in the future, but the keep itself used to be unoccupied. Until recently, when repairs were made and the family moved in. From there, we go to the next big building, which is this one here. We have the Tarliv estate. This is the only other noble family within Razvan itself, though their estate is somewhat humble compared to the noble abode of the Strati family or of the Hetman. Perhaps due to their down-on-their-luck ways. The Strati families themselves, they are well off compared to the rest of the citizens and act as such. From there, we have the here it is, the Whistling Wind General Store for any of your food or general good needs. You could also have random knickknacks. Maybe you need a thing of marbles, maybe you need a horseshoe, maybe you need a thing of gunpowder for, fireworks or something. Who knows? If you want it, they might have it. Don't quote them on that. Or do. Anyways, that is their slogan for clarity. All of that. Finally, we have the largest building in town, if not for the walls around the keep, the Bastard's Cat Inn, at the heart of the town square, where the market itself is held during festivals and the like, which is, looks of it, as you guys are disembarking and, hearing all this rattlings from the different townsfolk asking Kairos about his stories and his tales. It is where he is setting up shop. So, zooming on in. Kairos, having a moment away from all the chatter and commotion of the village folks, would turn facing off to the left, and then looking to the right as he sees you there as well, Zordai. Right, job well done indeed. You've got me here safe and sound, and, I mean, well, I would want to imagine, really, what would have happened if I didn't hire you on, so, very much appreciated, and, he will dig into his shirt, in between some of the folds of it, and pull out, something clinking, obviously coin, a little satchel, and he will, let's see here, count out some coins. He will then hand out some coins. And he will put his hand, pull a little small window thing to the side, and put his hand through the thing. That is your pay for the escort. Very much appreciated indeed.
Nods.
Now, since you guys achieved the successful bonus, he is doubling your pay.
Wow.
Wow.
Good shit.
Double money.
I had a caps lock on, fixing that. Escorting the caravan. Payment. 10 GP, or, oh, that's base. 20 GP each. There you go.
Here comes the money.
Alright. In addition to that, as you guys have successfully managed to make your way into town and defeated all those encounters, you guys have gained a total of 6 experience points. You need 10 to level up. So you guys are well on your way. Alright. Now, if there's anything you guys would like to do, you are free to go about town and, ask around, or you guys can head on right to the inn, and we can continue with the next section of the story.
What time of day do we arrive around?
You guys arrived nearing nightfall. It's still sunset, so there still businesses are open, but it is getting dark.
Perfect.
Well, I guess I will do what I want to do tomorrow if it's getting late.
Well, might as well head to the inn.
On the other hand, because it's almost nighttime, Casimir will head to the church, or the formerly abandoned temple.
Seeing as everyone's starting to look towards the end, Tarvis is gonna hasten his way there and try to make sure he gets the biggest room.
All right. Kashmir making your way to the temple. You guys making your way into the inn. What is Kane doing?
He raises an eyebrow at the tabaxi before him.
Also, these guys.
Would you like to slum it at a inn, or do you want to try to pester the noble folk?
Sorry, I had my thing muted and I wasn't doing push to talk.
Oops.
Yeah. Can I we should sleep in the inn for tonight. Although it's not my preferred place, but it's better than the woods.
Alright then. Besides, we do have that one person we need to find.
All right. You guys make your way to the inn. And what about Zerai? Where are you heading?
I'm gonna head to the Alchemist tomorrow and just go to the inn since it's almost nightfall.
All right. in that case, since majority are heading to the inn, we will head on down south to the temple with Casimir. And we'll get to the inn once that is concluded. For now, I'm gonna shucky ducky. Oh, I need to go into DM view for this because I have it hidden right now. Interiors are on the left side. Need to make them visible. Boop. And then I'm just gonna shucky duck your token to the interior.
Oh, it's all the way over there.
All the way over here, indeed. All right, as you make your way to the front steps, the doors themselves and the walls that make up that part of the building completely crumbled. This place has seen better days. Many of the walls broken, the columns itself that line the halls shattered. Most of them, I wouldn't even consider a column at this point, so much as just dust on the ground. The statue of the Dawnflower herself, broken and battered upon the floor. The altar tipped over. The braziers no longer lit, their flames long since dead. As you enter, though, you would see a figure kneeling at the base of the altar, though tipped over, seemingly in supplication towards the fading light of the sun itself, and perhaps in prayer for a new dawn, or perhaps in something else. However, they will make him visible, and I will find their handout and share it for you. Because I think it's a pretty fancy handout.
That is a pretty fancy.
Wow. Alright, size colossal. There we go. And we go into player view. So this is the priest, or supposed priest, of the New Dawn, who has made their way to Razvin, perhaps looking for a new place to make a beginning in. They are dressed in very ostentatious garments. Their skirt itself made from scriptures of the New Dawn. Their robes adorned with various symbology of the faith. Their headdress itself, a mask symbolizing the rising sun. And their armaments, plated armor and spears, one-handed, meant to be used into swords. So, currently sheathed, you see that they are hands raised in prayer, a book kind of placed at the edge of the altar, open, as they are kneeling there in prayer.
Well, seeing this, Casimir will approach, not stealthily, but silently, not wishing to interrupt the rite that he is presuming is going on. And he will kneel again quietly behind and join in the short prayer as the sun sets.
Very good, very good. There is no motion or recognition of you kneeling before him. But as the sun fully sets, it doesn't take too much longer, as there wasn't much sun left to begin with. The man would rise from their kneeling position, picking up their book, closing it gently, and then tucking it away in a small satchel tied to their many flowing robes and ribbons around them, and would look towards you. Another child of the sun come to pay their respects. Welcome, child, welcome. I know the temple is not much of late, but worry not, repairs are on their way, and soon this temple will become a mighty cathedral in honor of their luminance.
Casimir will stand as well as the rite finishes. Good evenings. Yes, well, it is sad to see this temple in such a sorry state, but I am hopeful that your efforts will turn it into something much grander. Perhaps I might be of some use while I am in town.
Of course, of course. Let's see here. I see you bear with you the symbol of the faith. This is good. This is good. Many of the townsfolk here, they are welcoming of us, but they have no place to worship as you can see, the the damages caused by the wars past. They have this place worn devoid of the light, the warmth of our most luminous one. But there's still some semblance of their gaze here. As you can see from the stained glass, the murals, they still watch over this place. We need merely rebuild. How fare you with masonry, with tools of hammer, of woodwork?
I cannot say I am particularly experienced in such matters. I am more one for the mending of cloth, or in some cases, leathers.
In that case, we will need reupholstered benches and other such sorts, garments for would-be new flock to join us. These things would most certainly be welcomed.
Yes,
Additionally,
I can aid with this. I spent some time doing much the same in the cloister when I was younger.
Excellent. It is... well, it will be seen in the most divine of lights. Or the right of one's time, of their gift freely given. It is seen justly. But if there are other things that might be on your mind, it is simple temple at the moment, but did you simply come to ask for guidance, for pay your respects?
I simply came to, considering I had heard rumors that the priest of the New Dawn had come to make his home here, perform my evening rites in a more holy place. But it seems, as you said, this place is in a bit of disarray, which is fine. It is still a holy place and thus worthy of such prayers. But I felt it's better to come here than to perform it in my room. Not that it would have been sacrilegious to do so, but better here.
Indeed.
And it would be nice to meet you, and it has been nice talking with another one of the faith.
Agreed. It is... there are not many here who are truly versed in the scriptures. It's a welcome reprieve, though they are curious. Their minds, they do flock towards the old faith that once lingered here and the ways of her people, their once temple.
Well, we will just have to show them a better way, a stronger path to take.
Agreed. For if we are to truly purge these lands of the filth that inhabit it, strength will be needed. This is known. But
Might
yes.
I ask, other than the restoration of this temple, what brings you out here?
Ah, yes. Well, I have been on the road for much of my time after leaving the cloister, and not really finding any one place that I truly fit, you know. They all held their own priesthoods. They all needed not of a new clergyman. This place, though, it felt right. Felt like it needed a new light to light its braziers, as he motions towards the two cold and empty braziers. I think here is where I meant to be. It's where their luminance has guided me to be.
Well, hopefully this place does turn out to be your true calling then, so that you might find what you were meant to do and all that. I myself have also been guided here on things a little outside of my control. I'm not sure why or for what reason, but I can only trust that the visions I have had shall lead me to a better future.
Visions are well known to be sent by the most luminance. even those that are often seen as ill omens or even painful. They are guidance by their light to show you even in the darkest times there is a path forward.
Indeed.
But I think for now, as the light of the sunset fully leaves the temple, it's time to retire for the evening. As the sun's light has left us, just so too that we pay our respects and retire for the evening.
Indeed. Perhaps we shall speak again some other time.
Perhaps I will be here, or more accurately, I will be nearby.
He nods, and he'll put his hand over his chest and give a small bow before heading back towards the inn.
Very good, very good. All right. Meanwhile, at the inn, going to go and reveal the interiors of that place. Whoop. Making them token visible. The inn itself does have more citizens inside it, but for purposes of not having bazillion tokens, we're not gonna worry about it.
Where's my 1,000 custom art token, Sage?
I mean, I can add more citizens. I have a bunch of citizens who are literally listed in my notes as citizens of Razvin. That's my notes on them at this point in time for some of them. But I have their images in case they get more important later on, which is possibly going to happen. Anyways, as you enter in... go ahead.
You never know if they'll be important.
It's true. Yes. As you enter into the Bastard's Cat Inn, it is a grand establishment. Warm firelight litters the area. A stage you can see off to the west, though currently not occupied. A faint melody, somewhat sorrowful, lingers throughout the air, giving this seemingly boisterous chamber a bit of a downer, though doesn't seem to affect anyone. They seem fully engaged in their drinks, fully enjoying their meals and the conversations at hand. You would see there is a man behind the bar, currently working it, graying, charcoal black and grays and whites hair, long beard, though bushy in ways, it is cleanly trimmed, dark of skin, dressed nicely in a nice white linen shirt with a black vest, currently laying out some mugs on the counter before him to some patrons at the bar and providing them some drinks as he's pouring some ale. He would give a nod and a friendly wave as you entered. Let me go look at his notes to see what his voice is supposed to be. My friend Vasily Krikorovich. Where are you? I am blind. There you are. Alright, voice. Be with you in just a moment. Yes. Alright. That'd be copper, sir. Here, there you go. And there is your fine mutton stew, and right. The first, if you're talking there, Tiff, I cannot hear you. The ceiling height in the building itself is, in this chamber, about 9-10 feet. It's somewhat vaulted, but in the current area you're in, or actually you're over here, this area is much more open. There is an overhang look, so it's about 18 feet at this point, but down here it's about 9-10. And in terms of the population of the town itself, let's see here, world notes, Razvin, need to go to my settlements page to grab that, because the settlements page itself tells me that. The settlement...
It's not that important.
It's
I
about
was wondering.
200, 300 population.
Okay. Yeah, you were talking about all the citizens you had, and I was like, oh, what is the town's population again? You have all those ready? Damn. But anyway.
Yeah, no, my handouts library for the citizens of this is a little much, because a lot of them aren't actually required for like major NPC importance, but they could be later.
So Tarvis will creak his way into the building because I'm looking at these wooden floors and my 400 pounds of self and gear, and stand patiently behind the row of people with that cheesy grin on his face, waiting to be served by the bartender.
I sit down and put the piece of paper that we got that came from that we were supposed to meet at the end if we were interested.
Mhm.
I'll just put that notice on the bar.
All right. And you
Sneak my
were.
way to the other end.
Go ahead, Whack.
I was gonna say I stuck myself to the other end of the bar.
Excellent. You were saying
Securing
something,
the boot.
Tiff? Seems like you were muted when you were doing the spacebar thing.
Have Mike, please. That might have been me mispressing my spacebar.
Okay. No worries. I just noticed there was a little pop, like for half a second, so I want to make sure you guys had a chance to do your thing if you had anything. But in that case, as he serves the drink and provides the meal to the individual at the bar, they would take their leave, and he would give a glance throughout the area. It seems that Morcag was here first, though he would notice out of the corner of his eye paper, and he would give a raise of 2 fingers, looking towards you, Morcag. Here, Athena, can you help the patrons out here? Business calls. Certainly. You'll move on down here. And out from behind the bar, from the doors here, she will approach. And what can I get you?
Yes, a couple of things actually. I would like a meal, whatever's on the menu, and I would like a room as well. One that's preferably in the corner, if one such room is available.
We do have a room up in the 3rd floor that is cornered and private. It does
Yes, that'll do.
go a little bit pricier. It is our suite, but it is available.
How much?
The room itself charges. Let me go bring up my equipment guide because I apparently closed it. Mundane goods and services, hardlings and services. In-stay, comfortable. Yeah, not bad. All right. It's 8 silver piece a night. It does come with meals though, so that would be free of charge.
All right, so 8 silver. 10 nights would be
8 gold.
8 gold. All right, yeah. In that case, here. I believe I'll be here for a while, so here's for 10.
Oh, very good. She'll pocket the coins, put it in an apron, hand you a key, and feel free to take a seat. Currently, mutton stew is on the menu, as well as paired with fresh red wine from a local vineyard, or if you prefer, we do have ale or something less hard or harder.
It is pretty late. Some ale would be nice. Could it be delivered to my room?
Of course, of course.
Perfect. And he's gonna go to his room.
Excellent. All right. She will then make her way towards Tarvis, but while they're doing that, we go to Vasily Grigorovich, our friendly neighborhood person who provided you your letter. All right. All right. Let's see here. You're one of those who found my notice, then. Excellent, excellent.
Indeed, I did.
Yeah, this business is not really one for such I'll motion towards the bar. Enclosed talks. Do you know if I left these at many inns and taverns. Do you know if anyone else take up them? I sent out 6, so
Most of my traveling companions had notices as well.
I pull one out.
oh, good, good.
I'm here for that too. I'm hungry though.
Right. I'll get you covered in the food, but I'll have food delivered to the room. Thank you there, Athena. Yes. Right away. She'll move on back to the kitchen as she's just gonna prep everyone who sells the notice food. Right then. I think for us to fully discuss this, we will want to get one of our private rooms. It is not exactly a happy affair.
Understandable.
There is 4 of you, though. There should be 6. The hobgoblin that came in with you, the one who went upstairs, were they
Yeah.
also a carrier of my missive?
I do believe so. And one of our companions went towards the church, I believe.
Right. Well, in that case, it'd be best we provide. I discuss this information when everyone is around.
Sure, we'll go ahead and eat and drink, and you can tell us when it's later or tomorrow.
Indeed. Enjoy your fill. Consider meals for the night on the house. You stay on the house. We can discuss further when you're all comfortably set. And with that, as you all seem to, get basically free room and board, except for Morkak, who was a little head of the curve, and got
It's fine. I would have insisted on paying anyways.
it's fine. But with that,
Mainly because I'm gonna do a lot of crime, so you know.
it's true. You're gonna take back what you were just given. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I will call the session there, as we are now officially at the 4-hour mark. Look at that. Perfect timing. Nailed it. Hope you all enjoyed the session. We'll pick up next time with some interesting mission drops and some spooky quest stuff to go over. In the meantime, is there someone I can raid? There's a Sean currently streaming. Let's raid a Yaptor. Yeah. Let's do the raid. All right.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for running.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem.
very much. I love it.
Mhm.
was fun.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
And raid is a go. Boop.
I got the sweet.
You did get the suite. There was only one of them.
Yeah, you stole it.
I need it. I need it.